What's up, YouTube? JayBReacts back in with another Saturday night live. I want to appreciate everybody that tuned in with us tonight. Make sure you like the video. I want to make some announcements. I have a gaming Discord. If y'all want to join that, just check the link in the description. I also have a secondary channel where I post vlog content. I've been kind of slow on posting. I have two phones, and I usually vlog off my iPhone. And for some reason, I hate iPhones because I can't get the content from the iPhone onto my PC. So it's been slightly a delay on that, but y'all can follow that channel. That is jayaboutthebusiness@gmail.com. Also, if y'all want to get in contact with me, you can also email me at jayaboutthebusiness@gmail.com. Also, if you want to join the panel, email me at jayaboutthebusiness@gmail.com. And I appreciate all my lovely panelists. Tonight, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to my host right now. She can introduce herself.
Hi, what's up, y'all? So I'm your co-host. Social media know me as Let Her Be Great, and we repping 912 Savannah, Georgia. And we appreciate y'all for tuning in to JayBReacts. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, share, and comment y'all thoughts. And we want to give a big thanks to our panel. So I'm gonna let them go ahead and introduce themselves. We gonna start it off with Mac Mall.
It's your boy Mac Mall. You know what it is. Not the Shop Podcast representative. I am the CEO. Make sure y'all tune in. Hit the sub button. I appreciate y'all for having me on the panel. Yeah, let's get it.
All right, we got stuff.
It's your boy South Central Conservative, man. I have a YouTube channel called South Central Conservative, and if you like conservative content, hit me up, man.
All right, Mr. Red.
Sir.
Yes, sir. This Red Pill Crip. I'm a Crip that wear blue. I mean, they wear red, and I got a lot of controversial things to say, and I love all the ladies that's single mothers.
So we love you, Red.
Shout out 2K.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lavita Jones. I'm a confidence coach, and I help you go from basic to baddie in business and in life so you can build unshakable confidence and strut across that runway unapologetically.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
you did. Come through with the big energy.
All right, y'all. Well,
okay, hold on real quick. Let me give Talks with 2K a shout out. Shout out to the Mac. Salute to Mac.
2K, I'm mad with 2K.
Appreciate 2K.
I'm mad with 2K. We gonna have to talk.
2K, that's my boy, man.
2K was supposed to send me some places to go turn up to for my birthday in Dallas. He talking about give me a second. This nigga ain't never came back and DM me shit. I said, dang. All right, 2K.
Yo. Hey, watch the S bombs, man. You the hoes. What you doing?
It's the drink. It's the drink.
We just had the announcement on watching the language.
Hey, look,
JB,
you know people ain't got to go to work on Monday, so they going crazy tonight.
You ain't never lie. Hey, we was having a conversation behind the scenes though that we about to carry into just kind of like an icebreaker. We just gonna go ahead and get the conversation, rolling a little, softer side. Y'all were talking about getting y'all feet done. I guess guys and girls or whatnot. Do y'all care about feet? Should the guys get their feet done? Y'all kind of continue. Goddamn, Red Pill Crip. Dang.
Oh, my bad.
Put all
of
this.
We ain't selling
that content on
Red
here.
Red trying to get that $1,000.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans. I got an OnlyFans right. It's on deck right now.
Should guys get their feet done?
What's up, Mike?
Yeah.
What's up, y'all?
You know what? I'm gonna say this. Don't not get your feet done, fellas, because I'm ashamed of my feet, and I ain't gonna lie. I don't want this to be a deal breaker in our relationship. You know what I'm saying? You got to love me first. See, I'll take my socks off probably like 4 months in. But like the first 2 weeks,
they gotta see all of you. They gotta see all of you.
I don't do butt naked. No, I don't do butt naked until I don't do butt naked until about 5-6 months. I got a t-shirt.
I feel like that is a stigma in like the black community. Black guys don't like showing their feet for some reason.
Nope.
Hey, I'm totally against it. I'm a hardworking man. Although I do believe that you should take care of yourself, however that may fit for each man. But me personally, I'm not into the manicure pedicure shit. I believe that my woman should be beautiful and I should be the beast.
That don't mean your feet gotta look beastly.
Shit, my feet is for kicking ass, not doing the run rate, not
Right.
doing the
Do y'all
runway.
lotion y'all feet at least?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't
Yeah,
lotion
definitely,
nothing.
man.
I'm light
Oh
skinned.
God.
I lotion, man. I
I
be, I
think
be,
you,
I
I
be
Lotion.
think you
adding
should
stuff.
definitely at
I don't
least.
even
Red,
own lotion.
Red, you on that light skin stuff. Nah,
Vaseline,
I
man. You gotta
I
use
am.
know that's a
Vaseline.
lie.
I ain't got
That
time to
was
lotion.
funny.
I gotta
I,
go.
I
I,
have zero lotion in the house.
I got
Me
Man,
too.
that's
Vaseline. I don't
I
use
insane.
don't
lotion.
agree with like guys probably going to the salon like constantly getting shit stuff taken care of like getting nails done. The clear polish, I don't agree with that at all. I don't care who you would do not put clear
I ain't
polish on
never.
your nails. That's weird to me.
Yeah, I ain't
But
never
when it
went
comes
to
down to taking
salon.
care of your feet, I think you. Here's the thing about it: if you got a woman in your life, whether it's your main, I don't, whatever the situation is, she should be clipping your toes for you. She should be clipping your toenails.
Man, I just ripped them
I
bitches
mean,
off.
that's a dangerous thing too, because you could clip too low.
Shit,
Yeah,
them
y'all
bitches
just
get
gotta
too
know.
long, you just break them off and
Yeah,
pull the motherfuckers off.
language,
Mac,
language,
what's
Mr.
wrong with
Mall.
you? Mac is a damn caveman.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
look.
If you struggling to put your sock on, you need to cut them. I ain't gonna
That's
lie
a
to you.
problem. That's a problem.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
I keep my
Paul,
feet right, man. Keep my hands and
Me
my
too.
feet right, bro. I don't go to no salon though,
too.
but I keep them clipped, bro. I don't do all that
Yeah,
extra
that's
shit.
Right.
it. You just keep them
Now,
clipped.
now,
There's
now,
Mom
now,
nothing
fucking.
Mac,
wrong with
hold on.
going
Now
to
we
the
got to go
salon.
deeper. We got to go deeper with this.
No,
Mac Mall
it ain't
said that.
nothing wrong with going to the salon. Don't get me wrong. Like I say, for the men, don't make it seem like I'm saying that you less of a man or something like that if you do it. I'm just saying I'm not into that. You know what I'm saying? I like feeling rough, and I don't I don't wear lotion or none of that shit. I just drink a lot of water. You see how
You
my
know, but
skin look? I think your body produces natural oils when you take care of yourself. When
A
you
man
eat right,
being.
you exercise, your body. I don't be ashy.
Let me read a couple comments. A man being well. Shout out to Black Manosphere. A man being well groomed is important, and I think a woman can respect that. However, a man is known to be rugged, and being well groomed is not a criteria for men, nor is it the most important part of him. I do agree with that. We have RP Tipsy Nomad. I'm old school, buff and shine. I bet.
I
Yeah.
put Vaseline on, man. I got it, but I got dry skin. I be
Like,
having to
See,
put
now
oh,
that's a
something.
lot. That's a lot right
y'all
there.
know,
I ain't gonna
y'all
lie.
know,
yeah.
y'all skin is the largest organ on your body. Y'all need to
Um,
go ahead. It's nothing wrong with little
now
lotion, little
hold on,
Yeah, I
Mac.
use
Vaseline.
Mac Mall
Vaseline,
See,
did.
man.
Hold on,
my
Mac
thing
Mall
is
did say he
this.
don't care about his lady feet either. Now that's where we
Oh
throw in a little
nah,
link.
nah.
Nah,
Right
Girls
I
there.
gotta
really
have
don't.
pretty feet. My
So
He's
you
lady
mean to
saying
gotta
tell?
have
Hold
pretty
on.
feet.
lady
So
feet.
let me ask you this. So if you had a good woman, you would let her go because she got ugly
So
feet.
we,
Hell
Nah,
yeah.
Yep.
Hell
She got
nah.
to
I'm gonna be
go.
nah.
honest.
You seen
I'm,
Boomerang?
I'm,
You ain't seen Boomerang?
That's out.
I'm
Nah,
hold on. I'm
boomerang
not.
is
I ain't
crazy.
gonna
I'm
let her
not gonna
go.
She
let her
got
go, but
to
I
go.
will be
She
investing in
got
her
to
feet.
back.
Sure. I will be investing in the
I ain't
Come
feet.
gonna
Now
on,
let her
you
go,
ain't
you
but
got a
we
lot to
gonna
do as a woman. We love you, lady. You are so
we gotta
beautiful. You smell good, and then you got
toes up.
crusty ass feet. Look, man,
No, I don't
you
mean
deception.
no. So I know females that take care of their feet. They feet just ugly.
That's
That's what
out.
I'm
No,
saying.
that's not.
Yeah,
Nah,
sure.
she
nah.
gotta
That
keep
sounds
them
like
Nah,
polished.
oxymoron, brother.
Gotta keep
that's a
them
No,
no.
I
polished,
mean
man.
I know a lot of females that work out and shit, and they be having bunions and shit like that. You know, but they
No,
be
No, you
fine
know
as
Mm,
hell.
a
but
lot
no
of
that's
way.
women. Sometimes women wear heels that'll give them bunions. Women wear shoes that's too little. I mean, it just depends on
yeah,
how that
Hey,
woman
yeah.
is.
funny thing, I don't like heels. I like sandals over heels.
There
You
I
you
like
like sandals?
wear flats. Yeah, I love it. I love when
But
a woman
see,
wears
this the
flats.
thing though.
Oh,
If you wear
I'm
flats, you
different.
got to have pretty feet though. You
Ooh,
can't wear
No, you
flats and
no.
don't.
bunions.
If you
If
got
you
a
wear
nice
flats and
ass
bunions,
body, I ain't
No,
even looking down at the feet. I can't get past your ass.
Mac, you
number
really?
one.
lying, bro.
Feet
You
number
know,
one.
bro,
This man
Mac.
stupid.
Number
She
I,
one.
can be, she can be A cup,
I,
nice snatch ass waist, nice ass, and if them feet look like Holyfield, cuz you running, bro.
No, I'm not.
Out of here. Done.
Well, you ain't gonna
No,
Can't
I'm
do
all
it.
not.
right.
stay.
Can't
We
do
You
it.
gonna
is
stay
Won't
not
on
gonna
heels.
So
convince me you gonna stay.
Thing about it is this, right?
We ain't gonna
My
stay on feet for 30 minutes, but I'm gonna let Maul
right,
finish his point, but we ain't gonna stay on
right.
feet
So
all day.
my thing is this. My feet is ugly. So both of us we a match.
That's
Shit.
a woman,
Hey,
man.
hey,
You
you
ain't supposed
different.
to compare. All right, go ahead. I'm
Maul
done.
My
different.
I ain't
Hey,
gonna
my
say
look,
nothing.
feet look
Hey,
better than
look,
yours. You out of here.
that's like a man with kids saying I don't want to date a woman with kids.
No, no. That's
I
not the
know
same.
standard.
That is not the
How?
same, Mac. I'm not gonna let you ride like that, bro. Look, a woman's
look,
need to have pretty feet, bro. We do construction, we climb ladders, we do all kind of shit. They don't do all that. What are
No,
you
all
I
right.
talking
get
about?
it.
You don't have no
Some
So
reason
people
to
let's
have no dusty
yeah,
ass
yeah,
feet.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We ain't talking
some
about
people
feet no
just
more.
blessed
I
with
Man, do
ugly
promise.
y'all
feet.
Do y'all
probably
kiss
messed
feet?
up.
Y'all be kissing
I
feet?
probably
Y'all be
messed up
kissing
even
feet?
rolling into the feet. Hey, Mike, I
We
ain't about to
know,
let
we
you
know,
even.
we know, Mac
I ain't
Maul
about to
don't.
let you do that right now,
No,
Mike. We about
Do
to
y'all
move to the
kiss?
topic.
Do y'all kiss on feet, man? Or
Hey,
what?
no.
I
have
suck
y'all
a
heard
toe.
about? Have y'all heard
Y'all
about
suck
the
toe.
Remy Ma Papoose situation? Have y'all
Yes.
been
Let's do
following
it.
that?
Yes.
We about to roll into that. I got 2 clips. We got a Remy Ma explaining her part, then we got Papoose explaining his part. Hey, I'm not about to pick sides at the moment, but we're gonna go ahead and dissect the clips, and then we're gonna see what's really going on. So let's go and dive into the clips.
When I didn't want a manager anymore, when I didn't want somebody taking 20% out of my check and I still pay all the bills anymore. Well, that's another thing I don't like. Oh, she was held down while she was in jail. I was who I was when I went to prison. My royalty check still came in. I gave power of attorney so that they could write checks and go on my account and do this. I was buying Christmas gifts, not just for my son, for 3 other children that I was still getting to know. Y'all don't know. Actually, my ex might be the least income making person that I've ever been with. Ever. Everybody included.
All right. Like I said, Remy Ma said a lot. That's a little tidbit of what she said. I want to play a little bit of Papooses response to her.
Transpired, which was
Is it me?
2022
I didn't hear the.
when she started dealing with the lane. But that wasn't the first time I caught her cheating. I've caught her cheating numerous times since she's been home. With the lane, the reason, but hold on, let's get to the point. We're gonna get to the lane later. It worked just like that. As time went on, I got a little older, I started to write rhymes in my email draft. I can type in any word from one of her songs, and her entire rap will come up. The entire verse will come up. I never asked for a penny. I never asked for credit. She was my wife. I didn't want anything from her. I just wanted to see her win. Like I said, I have written 90% of the rhymes that came out of her mouth since I met her. Y'all said it. Y'all said it numerous times. Oh, we know that's Pep behind that pen. Did I ever agree with y'all? Inspired.
So like we all know that this situation been going on for a decent amount of time right now. Whether it's actually come to the forefront, we knew that it was something going on with her and Easy Block Captain or something like that.
Easy to block,
Easy
Captain.
block,
Yeah.
Captain.
Easy the Block Captain. So now seeing everything to the forefront, seeing that Papoose and Remy relationship just crumbling right now. I'm not trying to say I feel like both people at fault. Of course, Remy is who she is, but then you got Papoose. I feel like he's at fault too. I know a lot of people saying he's a good guy, but do y'all look at him as like a sucker in this situation, or do y'all look at
Yeah,
Remy as more of like the victim or winner in this situation?
She wrong as hell.
For
let me go
sure.
So
last.
answer this question: is a victim a sucker? Or how that go? Like how that work?
I mean, but
Yeah,
they
victim
was
is a
married
sucker.
though. They was
I mean,
married. That 20% going back to her anyway. So like, what the fuck are we arguing about?
yeah,
The
it's all
thing,
about. Go ahead. Go
the
ahead.
thing about it, Papoose knew who she was when he first met her. If you stay in a situation, he said in that clip that she had done cheated numerous times before. If you
Facts.
stay with a chick who already cheated on you numerous times, I'm not
Right.
gonna lie, I feel like you playing a big part in taking a big L, and you kind of like a sucker at that point,
Right.
And then to go back to the last show when Red Pill Crip, you made a comment saying that we don't date criminals. You dating a criminal also, so this woman already has a history, and she from upstate New York. You know what I'm saying? Like them
Yeah.
chicks ain't the best anyway. Just being honest, a lot of them have bad attitudes. They could be a little rough around the edges. So you put all that together, I can't not point the finger at him and say that he was wrong. Also, I mean, of course he was for sure.
Yeah.
Been together
What I'm
for a
saying,
long
I can't
time.
just say he was only wrong. I feel like Papoose is also wrong for staying in the situation as long as he did.
But he probably took marriage serious though. Like shit, I'm
That's
married.
what he said.
He's
Yeah,
a
He
that's
good
what he
guy.
loved
said.
her for real.
Hey,
He
you
did.
know
That's what he
what? I'm
said.
gonna say this, man. And with all due respect to Pap, because I've been fucking with Pap since he was doing
Y'all watch
the
the F bombs, y'all.
my bad, but I've been messing with him since he was doing the underground mixtapes, right? And what this is a case of a man that's a sucker, but he a good dude, bro.
Yeah, fact.
He's a good man, but he did it for the wrong female, man.
Yeah,
You
he
know?
did.
And what happened is what I see now is when I listened to what he had to say last night, I see that he was hurt and he genuinely loved her. And he tried to do everything. What he did was, I don't think it's necessarily the breakup. I think it's necessarily the fact that his daughter loses a father in the household. I think that hurts more than anything. And because when you've been with
Yo, Mike,
somebody and
Mike,
you
my
right,
bad, Maul. Mike, I gotta mute you, bro. You got like a dog barking back there, bro.
Hey, let me take the thing
Yeah,
off.
I
Hold
don't know.
on.
I don't know if you about to jump a fence or something, or he
Hold on.
about to
That's
come
the
where you
dog.
at.
This is
Just
dog.
it sound like you sound you in Sandlot right now.
Hold on.
I
Hold
gotta
on.
mute you, bro.
Go ahead.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, but see, Mac, this is the thing though. When you pedestalize women, what they say they want, when they tell you I want a
What's up,
man
Patty?
that appreciates me for all these things and stuff, they don't really want that. They want you to dog them out. They do not look. They did the congruency test. They aligned the genitals with the they put they like they plugged it up to their genitals and they plugged it up to they like what they said. So like a lot of women will say, no, I like heterosexual things. I like this, I like that. But it wasn't congruent with what their vagina got wet with. So their vagina would get wet off of things that they wasn't saying that they was actually, you know what I'm saying? So it's
That's
like
trauma. That's
they
trauma.
No,
but they say
he's
That's
right
things.
though.
trauma.
Yeah, but but what I'm telling you is Papoose messed up because he pedestalized. He
Who
said I
did it?
bought her 32 pounds of food a month. Bro, do you understand how much you love somebody when you weigh the food out?
I'm gonna be honest. I think, but even by him staying after she cheated, y'all really not attracted to that.
On
Like
top of
a
that,
lot of y'all really don't appreciate that. Like if y'all cheat
and
and that dude stay, y'all gonna look at
yeah,
him like,
and
damn,
at
this
that
Right.
nigga.
point, he became a sucker.
He
he
became a
Right,
was
And
sucker.
right there.
can,
That's when he
can we
became
just
a sucker.
admit? Can we just admit Remy really is a lesbian?
She
Well,
she
masculine
a
when
lesbian.
he said
already
he caught
masculine
her and the
too.
girl in the bed together, I would have jumped in. Why he put her out? This is what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, Remy really is a
Like that
lesbian.
was a good time.
She
But
masculine as
see,
hell. She I don't
but
think
see,
Yeah, she really is a lesbian.
You
She
know you
had
in
dudes.
love when you don't even want a woman to touch your girl. You tripping.
yeah, he in love. That's what I'm saying.
I don't
He
I'm
think
gonna
don't
so.
say,
care.
hold on. I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna say this. Now for my wife, it's just like I said. If I was in a different scenario, certain women you don't want them to be exposed to certain things.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm with a woman and I already know that's the game plan, that's cool. But certain women, I don't even want to open that door because it's gonna f her mind up. Certain women is gonna be in a certain
But
category.
Remy was already
Man, she
she
a
was
hood
she was
girl,
that
bro. He
first.
wifed the
Yeah.
wrong one. That's
But
all
Yeah,
he
it
now
she
he
was a
is.
did.
lesbian first
But she a
Yeah,
hood chick though. Why would you
Right.
cuff a hood chick, bro? She
because
busting
they do be
guns and
Yeah.
low.
she doing all this niggas. Man, listen, no.
yeah.
So you saying hood chicks don't deserve to be cuffed?
No, what I'm
Mhm.
saying is any girl that's out shooting niggas is not to be cuffed.
That's a fact.
That's
That
all
is a
I'm
What
fact.
saying.
what if
That's
she'll
not my
shoot
type
niggas
of
for
female.
you? What if
Uh,
she'll shoot
No.
That
niggas behind you?
I mean that's a different scenario, but I'm saying she out there, she's
How
not
is it
shooting
different?
nobody for Papoose.
You're not gonna
She's out
respect
there
her though.
trying to be a nigga.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what
right.
I'm
And
That's
saying.
that's
Like,
who she is.
if
And
she doing
right,
hold
it,
on,
that's
and for
cool. You can be what you want to be, but it's consequences that come behind dealing with
The
chicks like
facts.
you
this.
gotta look at
Yeah.
Papoose personality and what he really cares about, which is like family, being a good father,
Nah,
parenting.
Papoose
That
like
wasn't
rugged
But that's
women.
what I'm
Look
saying.
at
No, he
He
don't. No, he
like
yeah,
don't. No,
tough.
he don't.
He like
nah,
tough
No, that's
look at
cap.
females, bro.
He
look at
do.
Clarissa.
Men, no, no, no. Hold on. Let
Yeah.
me tell you
Do
something.
you
Hold
think
on.
I
Let me tell
want a
you
girl
something.
that box? Really?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Look at
no.
but
Clarissa. He had a woman
He
that
did. Yeah, he
shoot, and
did
now
pick
he
a
got
tough
a
motherfucker.
woman that throw
yeah, he
hands.
did.
But look
He
though, but you
did, but
gotta
I think he's still
understand,
looking.
men don't want tough women. Like, bro, it's like if you
He
find a
do. Papoose
no, they
does.
bro,
Papoose does, and that's who we talking
no,
about.
okay, but even if
You think he
Papoose
like a
do
bottom?
like a tough woman, that don't mean that everybody like that shit. Don't nobody
Papoose
really
does, and
like
that's
that.
who we talking about.
No, but I'm saying
Yeah.
at the end. Okay, so we just talking about them specifically, or we
Yes,
talking about overall?
we talking
Okay, well,
about them specifically.
oh, okay,
Man,
well, I bet.
Pap was a
Yeah,
good nigga.
he's
He
Well,
was
guess
a
solid,
good
what?
nigga,
Guess what?
man.
If he like tough females, this is what he gonna deal with. He gonna deal with
Thank
tough
right?
you.
females. showing
but
them
Yeah,
but the
showing them teeth.
problem
that's
Showing
his
is
teeth.
type.
now people are but see this will make a female's argument when they be like, no, all men don't like soft females. They'll be like, see, look at Papoose. And it'd be stupid because it ain't most niggas like that. That's
Okay,
all I'm
we talking
saying.
about people.
I know
You
what I'm
want the
saying, but
general
but but
population to be
That pill was
congruent to
smoking. That pill
aggregated.
was
no, no, no,
smoking
but
tonight.
yeah, no, no, I get that. But I'm
You
saying
know,
it'll be somebody's argument that'll be like, nah, see, Papoose like hard women too.
Okay,
but
that's what we talking about, red pill.
you
Red
know
pill
what
was
I see though. I see that
Okay.
both of them are still in love with each other, and Pap don't really want to move on, but he got to because he publicly humiliated. I can hear it in his tone and how he was talking in that
who found
video.
out first?
Right,
I
I
think
sat
Who
there and
found out
watched the
first?
whole video. Right,
Me
Who was
too,
supposed to
man.
first?
when you don't care, bro, and you over something, you don't even speak on it, bro.
but she knows
Like
she wrong.
it just beneath you.
That's why she's
Facts.
trying to save face. That's why she brought up that information. Like nobody cares why. Nobody cares that he was getting 20% from you. You trying to save face. Like, well, I'm not that bad. I did what I did, but I'm not that bad, bro. Nobody cared, bro.
She
That was
hurt,
okay because
bro.
she messed up.
She is hurt. She knows she lost
That's
a
what she
good dude.
did.
She ain't crazy. She
But
is
she
not
Yeah.
did that.
crazy.
Yeah.
She just thought because he put up with so much other stuff that he
Thank you.
wasn't going nowhere, and now he actually left, and she can't believe it. That's
Yeah,
all that is.
exactly. Yeah,
I
that's
think
all it.
That's
Pat was trying to make Remy something she was not the whole time. That's what I think. If
which
she
is
really
what.
knew
Nah,
he
that's
was
cat.
a,
That's
No, he
a
cat.
was.
wife,
He was.
not a lesbian, she really
Mhm.
liked girls. It was
Let's
hard
get
for her to fight that. She tough. She a gun toter. She a real shooter in her crew. She was on lean. She had to get off lean. Like she really was a street girl. And when he came, like, now you got to step it up on with the family. She wanted to do that because she loved him. But who she really was, she had to struggle between who she really was and who he wanted her to be. And she
Why?
facts.
just
But
couldn't keep
why
it
I
is
up.
her
agree.
liking girls a bad thing though?
Because Pap didn't like that for her.
That's
She really is a
insane.
lesbian. She was a lesbian before she was even with Pap,
Hold on,
even
hold on.
when
But
she
how,
went to
hold on.
jail.
Why y'all stuck on being a lesbian when
Yeah,
we know
facts.
that
What
she
is
was
that?
messing with easy to block? Like,
Because
why y'all stuck on that?
because that means that her whole heart was never with him. Even though she loved him, she knew she had other interests that was just as strong, if not stronger. So
People
they,
love
I
each other
bet you
and
that was
cheat
a
all the
battle.
time.
If
But
she
that's
was
what
a
I'm saying then.
if she was a lesbian, she would cheated on him with another woman. You probably would
Thank you. That's what I
But
was
she
thinking too.
did. But she
no, no,
did.
no, no. But that's not the point.
Why
Respectfully,
that's not the point? That's
because
part of
because
it.
because what the deal breaker was she handling other men. Like even if she's a lesbian, most men, if they get their woman with another woman, are going to say, "We have two kids, we have a mortgage. This bitch is not a threat to me. If my friends know, nobody will be embarrassed. Actually, maybe I get some
Fatty,
extra of that."
let's watch the B bombs. We
Facts.
gotta watch the curse now.
That's
I thought he
facts,
was.
Fatty.
I thought he was the first
Fatty
7
came in here banging. Oh,
No, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
even
banging, kid.
but if even then the reality is that it's. Do you guys know the story about the scorpion and the frog, right? Like the
Nope.
scorpion wants to cross the river, and he says, "Hey frog, can you help me cross the river?" And the frog says, "Nah, you're going to sting me." "Come on, man, I'm not going to
Oh
sting you."
yeah.
"Nah, you're going to sting me." "Nah, I'm
Mm.
not going to sting you. If I sting you, we're going to drown." And then
Right.
they are in the middle of the river, and the scorpion stings the frog, and they are drowning. And he looks at him and says, "Why did you do that? We're going to die."
Told you.
But
Because because it's my nature.
all right, but
This
I
is
What's
Yeah,
up,
you
Miss
like
what
that.
Kelly?
what
You like
one
How you
that,
sec.
doing,
huh?
Kelly?
Yeah,
Talking
yeah, yeah.
about told you.
I didn't. Please, I would ask. This is a bad experience. People overtalk each other. Let everybody land and move along. This woman and any woman will lose all respect if this man did what he did for her. This is the dream man for every woman. All women ask, "I wish I had a man to support me. I
yep.
wish I had a man to hold me down.
He
I
not
wish
the dream man for every
I
woman because
already said
Pap
it. I
is
already
too
said I don't want to
soft.
do that
Pap
today.
is soft.
I
Pap
already
is
said you.
soft
I
to
But
like
already
a.
said I'm
But
not going to do that today.
Pap is soft because he was raised by a single mom, probably telling him that it's okay to date a girl like that and change her. You have to be there, and now she bite him in the. We know as men and some women, probably know too that it was gonna happen, but he listening to women. Most of the people that's agreeing with her is women. Most dudes like you a thought. It's a wrap. It's over for you. But
Hey,
most
you
Pap
know
is
what?
soft. He
Hey, the
like tough
comment, the comment
girls,
on what he said though, he
Hold
masculine.
on,
absolutely
Vita.
right.
What you was saying, Vita?
Go ahead.
Pap's like masculine women, which tells me he's more in his feminine energy than she is. Because clearly with Clarissa, this is hands down, he like tough, masculine women.
It is a
Period.
pattern. That is a real.
Yeah,
That's a
so
pattern
that's a
for
wrap.
sure.
I
So he's
agree
not
with that.
everybody dreams girl. I mean, he's not
Yeah.
everybody dream man, and Remy knew that. That's why she struggled and still did her own thing.
You think it's
And on
still
top of that,
is it
he was
still
in
worth it
love.
to stay? Is it still worth it for her to stay though, even though he did
I
so?
think, in my
It's really
opinion,
disrespectful though too that she left after he did so much.
right, but I'm gonna say these two things because Pap and Remy got what like 20 some years in the game that they know each other. They grew up in hip hop. They just had a friendship even within their relationship. So I think they'll never really truly leave
Oh
each
my
other
God,
alone because
Kevin.
they so embedded in one another. But other than that, I would say I think their relationship is toxic and they should just separate. Yeah.
What did he do that is that the relationship is not toxic? She's a 304. That man did
Yeah.
nothing to her.
Okay,
Yeah.
Hey,
That would
why
be toxic.
you
and
both people is two adults.
If we have a naive woman that they've
She's
all
not
her heart
naive.
for a man, she waited for him, she didn't give
She
herself
didn't.
away when she was in prison, she was visiting every
She
day.
lying.
We wouldn't say this relationship is toxic. You say this man is a piece of,
Fatty
you
in
know what?
prison,
There's
in
no,
prison,
let me finish, please. Let me finish. There's no toxic. She is a
yes
piece
it is.
of whatever,
And he
and
chose her. He like her.
That's why
sacrificial lamb.
Let
What
I
me
is
will
say
say.
this. When
Go
Remy
ahead.
was in jail, she not only had like status and rank in jail, they called her Butch Remy. She was running her whole set in debt.
Tell me what he did that was
Like
toxic.
she was with women. Her
Okay,
women
tell
is
me
her
what he did
thing.
that
Every
was
woman do that in
toxic.
jail. Every woman do that.
No, every woman don't.
Tell me
Oh
what
my
he
You
did that was
cannot.
toxic.
Do you know how hard it is to get status in jail? You ain't been to jail.
No, I'm
So
not.
okay,
I've been to
she
prison,
had
baby.
status in jail. Tell me what he did that was toxic.
That's not
Damn,
nothing to talk
Sal.
about though.
All right.
What did he
Mm-mm.
do
Sal
that
said
was
I've been to
toxic with his
prison. Wait a
relationship?
minute, hold up.
Remy,
What?
I
Remy
still got
didn't
an
have to
open.
get,
Yeah.
but
What
Remy
did he
didn't
do?
have to
What
get
did he do
status
that
in
was
jail though.
toxic? This man literally stood uh, on a room with hundreds of people. A man literally dissing him. Oh, your wife, that dude. And it's just everybody stood there just watching, being extra embarrassed. Nobody kind of know what you
Pap
were
knew who
I
she
mean,
was on the street.
you know
This
what?
is not
That's
new.
you have
that's
to
why I
answer,
kind of got to be.
you talking louder doesn't actually going to answer the question. What did he do that is toxic during the relationship? Go
This
ahead.
one I'm going to tell you what's toxic. First of all, Pap is a more feminized man. He's feminized in a way that he is highly attracted to masculine women. Not a little bit masculine, not talk tough out their mouth, but shooters, fighters, belt winners. I'm talking about women that has over duration of years of their life has proven that they are in their masculine energy and that is part of their soul
Hey,
identity.
What
He's
is
hey, Miss
toxic
attracted to
Vita,
about
that.
that?
shout
You
shout out
gotta
to
give
Black
her that
shout
though.
out to Black TV. Here's some money to buy a muzzle for Fatty. Or they trying to
Hey,
shut you
hey,
down, my dog.
hey,
They
Black. Then
trying to
you're going
shut
to
you
thank me
down.
for getting that show on 2K. If it was me, you'd be on the streets. Vita,
Oh
please
damn.
respond me again. You have to talk to me, right? If I could, if this man did something wrong, I would say this, he did this, he did that, he did that, he did that.
Yeah, she never
Liking
said what he
Clarissa
did.
Shields is not toxic. For what I know, Clarissa Shields is like a standing up woman. Like I don't know, she's a gang banging outside. She's just a masculine woman. She's fighting, right? Tell me once again, what action did this man did on that relationship that
She
showed
ain't
that
never said nothing. She
Okay, so
never.
listen to this. I'm gonna wrap it up really quick.
Yeah. And
He
then
was
Mike, you go after Vita.
right. He had some unrealistic expectation because what he wanted is from a feminine woman whose dominant identity is femininity, number one, so being under the leadership of her man, not being the shooter, not being the fighter, not being a belt winner. Because those two energies are so different, what Papoose was bringing could not be valued and sustained in his leadership to her because she was already in a dominant identity. So it's like they doing this. Who is the more masculine one? And Papoose could not sustain
Okay,
it.
Mike, go ahead. Mike, you wanted to piece something in. I'm sorry, Fatty. Let me let Mike piece
No,
something
it's
in.
fine.
Nah, I was asking for Fat because Fatty Remy really never said what he did, what exactly he did for her to like do her thing. You know what I'm saying? So we really don't know what escalated everything. But like you say, Remy probably already been doing her thing, and Papoose probably was doing his thing. They probably were both doing their thing, and that shit just came
But
and they
she
just
did.
got publicized.
Nah, but you
You
can't.
know?
But you can't say probably though.
Hold on, one mic. Rip
I don't know. I don't know what really happened. We don't really know. We just going off what we heard them say. We don't know what really actually happened, you know.
I
Do you
feel
think
like
Right,
you got to keep
but
this.
we gotta look at it in a way where we kind of understand it as just like it's some common sense here going on. Like he allowed that. Like I think in the beginning when you
Yeah, I'm with you
pedestalize a
on that,
woman,
Red Pill.
when
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
oh yeah, I'm saying when you pedestalize a woman and when you start to forgive her for her flaws and things like that, instead of checking it and
Yeah,
allowing it to happen, it does she doesn't continue to do it. She does more. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's not about the fact that whatever, she might have went out and cheated and like cause he said she cheated and he been dealing with it.
bro.
So the,
That's
So it's
not
the
like
key
good.
thing is
That's not
so the,
good as a
Yeah, nigga
man.
ain't going
so,
for
so
That's
the
all
not
key
that.
thing
good.
is
Yeah,
the key thing is to never listen to women because if you're gonna put point by point, he did exactly what women tell men to do. He did
yeah.
exactly what women tell men to do.
yeah.
Don't judge me for my past. Give me a chance. He did exactly what women tell men to do. Because if we judge you by your body count, none of y'all will be wiped up. None of
So,
y'all.
Facts.
A lie,
and this is
JP.
why, and this
a
is
Punish
why
y'all a
lie,
I
little
was,
bit.
a
and this
lie.
is
Because
why I was,
men like hoes, they wife hoes all the time. So that's a
and
Yeah,
lie.
but
You
they
don't.
But
pay
there's,
for
hoes,
it though.
there's,
those
See, hold
got
on, hold on.
those
I
got a
like
job
that
to.
she
You
said that.
can.
I like that she said that.
Yeah, hold,
I,
hold
I
on,
like
hold
the
on,
fact
hold
that
on, y'all.
when you
Said what
say
I
Hey,
man,
said.
wife, when you say
Red Pill,
man,
go
wife,
ahead.
hoes, but do you know the problem? It don't work though. See,
They do it though.
niggas
They
do that
do it.
shit, but
They
it
do it.
don't, and you see the divorce papers in the
I don't
news,
got nothing to do
especially
with
when it's
that. They
celebrity.
married her. They married her.
Man,
That's what they did. And
but the point is, it's an example of failure though. Y'all sitting there acting like, oh, okay, well, I can be a hoe and get wife. Yes,
no,
for 2 years.
I'm
Yes.
not in agreement with being a hoe, but I'm saying because South Central said y'all want to get married for y'all body count. I'm not taking none of this personally because I know this is not about me personally. But in general, men marry hoes. Period.
Yeah, but
Doing what they're told to do.
should men listen to women? That's what South.
No,
That
hell
was
no.
the South Center biggest point was. That's why I said that the story of the frog and the scorpion. You should never listen to a scorpion. You should leave the scorpion alone and move along, no matter how many times he promises he's not going to do. Should men listen to women for let her be great and Coach Vita? Should men listen to women?
no.
Yeah, if you're gonna be with a woman, how do you not listen to something you gonna
When you
put in your
Cause
when you
life,
say
have in your
because
listen,
life?
I just hold on. Then I say it backstage. I said they did the test. They said they asked women, what do you like? And then they said this, but then
Trauma.
they attached it to their vagina, and then they said, okay, well, what you said you liked don't is not congruent with what you reacted to. Most
Okay, that's
women are not.
trauma.
That is not
So
trauma.
men
That's
don't go
just
Yes,
to
it
what it
therapy.
is.
is.
So men
That's
don't go
Yes,
to
just
it is.
trauma. Men
bro.
don't go
That's
to
what it.
trauma.
Hey, I live in
Yeah.
Utah.
When
Hey,
when you
I
ask
lived in
when you
all
Utah.
ask
right,
men
hold on,
what do you
y'all.
want
Hold
to
on,
be,
y'all.
hold on.
Who
Yeah,
talking? Who
go ahead,
talking?
Ashley.
I lived in Utah with all Mormon chicks. Them the freakiest things out there, dog. I don't care. No trauma. Mom and dad went to
How
church.
you gonna say no trauma? You ain't in nobody's
Went to
life to know
church.
what trauma.
They got the well. All right. In natural standards, they got parents. Grew up in a
Okay.
nice home.
And
Went to church.
You know,
Getting
some
and
of the
dogged.
churches cause the
Getting
most
dogged.
trauma.
and
Them
thank you. That's
church
what you
Oh
girls
my
is
god.
hoes.
you
They
said.
are.
Thank
I
you.
get
You
it.
said
I
all at
get
the
it.
same
That's
You
all
know,
right.
word.
hey Vita, you know I
But hold
used
on,
to
hold
be a
on.
pastor. I know
I
better.
get what he's saying though. I
I hear
understand
you,
exactly what
but
he's saying. Go ahead,
but
South.
by natural standards, though, that's normal. They ain't went through what South Central went through in the hood, or Mac Mill,
But
or
that
Mac Ball,
don't.
or Fatty. They went through what you're supposed to go through, right? As less
That's
trauma as
not.
possible.
Hey,
I can't say that they didn't go through anything. That's not my business. What I'm saying is that
Okay.
in the natural world where everything's supposed to go right, it happened for them. Their parents got careers, took them to church, dogs. Doesn't matter, still getting dogged.
pause. Game wise DJ, shout out to you for the 4.99 super chat. For you game goofies that worry about body count, catch this game. There's an inner freak in every woman waiting to be explored and exploited by nature. He has a great point there. That's a fact. I think it just takes the right
What
guy
I
to bring that
said,
Yeah.
what
energy
I
out.
said
Every girl can
in
get turned out.
backstage.
She's got
What
to
I
get
said
turned out by the best guy for
backstage.
her.
I
Right.
said
Well, here,
women are freaks for the one they want
The
to be
one
a freak
for
I
for.
want to be
sure.
that one.
Everybody
I want to
can't
be that
bring that
one.
freak out
Yes,
of a
they
woman.
I want to
is.
be that one. That's
Amen to that.
yes.
Well,
what does body count has to do with one man turning into a hoe? One man can turn into a hoe and nobody's going to call you a hoe. That's one
right.
man. The problem of the boy is that you are being turned a hoe by 33 dudes. That's different. So numbers have nothing to do with what you do on the bed. Nobody's saying that you're doing the bed because you do everything with your husband. We are telling that you do it with your husband, with your boyfriend, with the
Everybody
stay
else.
like that's what you do. So there's nothing to do with body count. Need to listen and actually to to think
So,
about.
so are y'all saying that every girl is nasty and y'all classify
Every
that as
woman
being
can
a
be
hoe?
nasty for the
I
right
mean,
guy.
what
That's
are
what
we
it is.
saying? What classifies as her
Man, that's
being a hoe?
cap, man.
When a
That's
woman
cap.
likes you enough, she will do anything and
She
everything.
will.
That's
Yeah,
all that is.
she'll
And
listen
I
to
want
Yeah,
to be
you.
she
that guy.
will.
I want
But
to
the
be that
thing
guy.
about it is, some girls like doing things that they not good at. You see what I'm saying? So this is how I determine what's a hoe. Because if you know how to do it real good, you done got good somewhere. Goddamn it, that's all I'm saying.
I
Now
feel
it's
you
a
on
lot
that.
of females that like to be freaky and like to be, but they're not necessarily good at it. And
That is
and
Right.
true.
and you know, and you wonder like, okay, you like doing it, so you must ain't had a lot of practice if you don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You
Yeah.
just like doing it.
Yeah.
But like I said,
Okay,
man,
Kelly.
I ain't gonna lie. Like a real turn on is when you sleep with a woman and she don't know what the hell she doing. You be like, damn, that's cold.
I
Like, you
don't
know what
That
I'm
think
could be
saying?
I don't
fine.
think that's a turn
Well,
on.
Man,
well,
I don't
you,
mean
I,
I
No,
don't
no,
I
mean
no.
don't
she
I
got
don't
to
A
I don't
sleep
care
hundred
with
about
though.
a
her,
lot of
man.
experience.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm
I don't care
saying. I'm
about a
talking
lot of
about like,
experience in the
but bro,
bedroom.
that's what I'm saying. Like, she don't know nothing. She don't know what she doing. She just here with me. Like,
hey,
nigga, that
you
shit
know
is
what?
dope.
But you
yeah,
know
that's
what
I'm gonna
all you
though?
be, I'm
want.
gonna be, I'm gonna be totally honest.
Even
I've
us having
been,
this conversation though, low key is like it's really a conversation as if you were in your 20s. Like we all in our 30s up now. That conversation is out the window because probably most women are going to know what they're going to, doing because they've already done it with somebody else. These are conversations you probably had when you were in high school, early 20s. Man, boy,
Nah,
I
but
love
Jay,
it because she don't know what she's
but
doing.
but
But
but but Jay,
nowadays, it's not going to be like that.
nah, but Jay, but if that's if you dealing with an older woman, like that's what we get into the argument about
I mean, for
men
our
dating
age,
younger women. I don't want no experienced woman. I don't need you to make me come from sucking my, you know what I'm saying? Because if you
yeah.
know how to do that, I know you been in the streets.
Even
Like
the
I don't
younger
No,
want
that's
woman
how
to.
now,
you get
Yeah,
kept.
no, but
You tripping?
even
Nah,
the
that's
nah,
younger
hell
I'm
no.
woman,
totally
that's
not
not
I
true.
against
ain't.
it.
She
Nah, I'm
been in the
cool.
that's
I'm
streets
cool
because
on
she
that.
know how to
that's
satisfy you.
even
Well,
the
yeah,
younger woman
If
are
you know
going
how
to
to,
be
no,
outside. This is a pipe
no.
dream. If you,
nah, I'm cool on that. I'm
You
the
know
cool.
what?
Now he got a point on
the
that.
average
You can have
the
you
it.
better
average age
have.
of
Hold
marriage is
on,
30
Fatty.
years old.
Oh,
You're probably going to cuff a woman that was on the streets before. Right? There's a high
Yeah.
chance that your wife is just a reformed hoe. That's the reality. So once
Yeah.
again, you're going to, especially in
A
our age,
reformed hoe
we
is
do.
insane.
So
It
You
you
is.
better
don't.
have
So
But
you don't.
that's what it is. Either
You
she
don't
had the old
appreciate a
phase or she
woman.
was the full blown hoe.
good
That's the
head. You
reality.
don't. You
You
don't want
don't
a chick.
appreciate a woman that had practice for you.
Hell no, not if I
Well,
like
he
her.
said practice for
If I
you.
don't like you, it's cool. If I don't
no,
like
no, no, no.
if
It's
we just
cool. It's
doing it,
cool. Let her go.
if you
Hold
about to
on,
be
y'all. Hold on, Red. Go ahead.
no, I'm saying if you finna be wifey, hell no, nigga, I don't need you to know how to do that. Are you crazy?
I'm
What?
with Red Pill. Me and Red Pill think alike. I'm not even gonna lie. It's kind of
Man,
crazy
No,
why?
the
because I
stuff
don't
you
want you
Why?
to know how
say
to
Hold
is
on,
do
hold
that
on,
crazy.
hold
shit.
on. So, Red Pill, why didn't you get married then when you were younger, when you had a woman then, since you want her to be closest to virgin as possible?
Yeah, no.
Why aren't
I
you
was with my
marrying?
I was with my
Practice for
daughter's
you
mother
is
for 13
crazy.
years.
Facts.
Why didn't you
So
marry her?
because I'm goofy.
Okay, thank you. And I respect
Yeah,
you more for saying
Red.
that. Thank
See,
you.
guys know when they made mistakes in their
Yeah,
past on the woman
I
they might have
fucked
missed
up.
out on. It take time for guys sometimes to get
Yeah,
to that point to where they
Mwah, mwah,
understand
mwah.
who they were supposed
facts,
to
Yeah,
be with.
You
I
know
Red
what?
fucked
I
up.
like
Red
Red
Pill
Pill
is
for being
very
honest.
I like
I
him for
love
very
that.
that.
self-aware.
I
He's
love
self-aware.
that.
He
Man,
understands the situation at hand. Hold on, I got another shout out. Paris and Rain reacts 4.99 super chat. Appreciate it. I agree with Maul where she get that mouth movement where she graduated at.
Jay,
That's
you can't.
Yeah,
nice,
You
bro.
okay? You can read, brother.
No, that one, hey, that's him. That shit kind of
You
threw
can
me off a
read,
little
brother.
well,
bit.
I just wanted to make this real quick, right? So I've been single for about 5 years now, right? And I didn't, I ain't got to talk about it, but what I can say is this, right? From dealing with other men's women, what I can say is a man do this with their woman. They don't want their woman to be nasty because you love her. So you don't want to feel like she's a hoe. So you take it easy on her. But what the side nigga is, we dragging her and she love it.
Hold on,
She
but
want to
hold
be
on,
treated like that.
hold
And
on,
you
but
not doing
not,
it at
yeah,
home.
yeah, yeah. But we
You
not
tripping.
okay. But every woman not getting busted down by a side dude.
No, I get that. But what I'm saying
I'm not gonna
is,
say that every woman is doing that.
no, I won't say that. But what I'm saying is this. I know this because I'm a man.
Hold on. Shout out to Kelly Corinne. I appreciate the $2 super stickers. Shout out Miss Kelly Corinne. If you want to hop on, let me know too, Kelly. Just email me.
Kelly.
Uh-oh. What I
Yeah, boy,
can
she
say
about
is
to.
this though, JB. When
Okay.
you in a relationship as a man for a long time, and I've been in a long-term relationship, so I can speak on it, right?
Okay.
You tend to get one track minded. You tend to get boring because men, you start getting a routine where she know how you gonna do it. You're gonna do it this way, then you're gonna turn over, do it this way. You get a routine and it gets boring. Everything you
Okay.
do, you start it becomes she know you and you're not fun anymore because
That's.
you're the same way for 5, 10, 15
Oh no, I get
years
it. I get what you're
and
saying.
you're not exciting no more. And
For
so that's
sure.
why I'm saying, and this is what make women step out because the outside dude seems fun. He's going out. He's having fun. He's doing
Mm-hmm.
this, and believe me, you know this, JB, from doing reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Women love men that other women want.
For
You know
sure.
that.
But guess
You,
what? Even those
Mm-mm.
guys that other women want, them niggas still get boring after a while.
no, I get it, but it's the
It's always
excitement.
gonna.
No,
Yeah,
it
it's just a
they
fun
It,
time.
always gonna go
it,
back home. They
that's
No,
always going back
no,
home,
don't go
but
back
they
home.
gonna have some fun.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
that's it.
Have
if you
fun
I
at
gotta,
would
home.
got. Let's
if you,
just say a cheetah is a cheetah. Let's not say a
I
woman
was
is
just about to
cheating
say
because she
that.
want to have fun. A cheetah is a cheetah is a cheetah is a cheetah, man or woman. Because I don't care how boring my nigga get, I'm not cheating on him. I'm not
Women
a
I
need
was
to
cheater.
just about to.
women
I was
need
about
to
to
I
learn
say
how to
mean,
be bored.
exactly.
Right.
You could just let him know, like, all right, babe, we got
that.
to
Right.
spice this up.
That's
We
why.
got
Hold
to
on,
do
hold on,
Right.
hold on,
something.
hold on. But Mac Mall, that's why you don't get the girl that's a heavy eater. You don't get the girls that's overly sexualized. That's a dangerous game because guess what? She gonna be overly sexualized. You not gonna be able to supply enough. If you with a nympho, you can't feed her enough, bro. So
Wait a
she will
minute.
probably
First of
step
all,
out.
no, JB. If your woman is attracted to you, she gonna naturally want you all the
No,
time.
Yeah,
but you
facts.
do
Facts.
no, because you do have some girls that don't care about sex like that. I'm gonna be
If
honest.
she not
If you
attracted to
if
you,
you no, it don't matter if she attracted or not, bro. If I'm busting my girl down all the time, she not gonna want it all the time. I'm gonna be wearing her out possibly.
I
That's a
don't
fact. A
mean
lot of
like
girls get
every
tired.
day.
They tired.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't really want to do it right
Mm-mm.
now. They
No,
they can still like and love
Mm-mm.
you,
Here
but
we
that
no,
don't
go.
no.
mean
Be
she gonna
realistic though.
let her
If
be
your
great.
woman
You want to
coming,
really
if
jump in
you
this
come in the
conversation?
house, if you come in the house and your woman like, and she infatuated by you, she gonna naturally want you,
That
bro.
don't mean
Yeah,
she
she
want
gonna
to.
tear it down, boy.
Hey, no,
That don't mean you
bro.
busting her
Not
down
every
every
day, bro.
single night though.
No,
No, no, that
absolutely not every that's not realistic, JB.
so
For
when
me,
y'all
every
get it
single
in,
night, no,
Yes,
but I
it
mean
is.
frequently.
Y'all tripping, man.
But
Frequently.
you
yo,
I,
making it
I,
like she gonna run out faster all of a sudden
No, what
if you're
I'm
not
saying
busting it
is
down
when it
often.
becomes a routine and y'all start going days and weeks. Come on, man. If
No,
y'all
but
been in
that
Can we
if
be
you've been
honest?
in
Can we be
long-term
honest?
relationships, you know sometimes you get that drought where you probably busy or y'all
I'm
probably
gonna be
into
honest.
it. It might
I,
be
man,
something simple where
I'm
y'all
gonna
don't see each other.
I'm gonna speak on my
y'all
marriage.
don't.
I have not gone over a week without having sex. I'm gonna be honest.
Amazing.
Yeah,
So
you
so
going
unless
with
unless the cycle on, unless the
what he
cycle
said?
on.
He said amazing.
women need to learn
It,
how to be
it, it,
bored.
it's not about the
That nigga crazy.
it's not about not
Amazing.
having sex. It's not about not having sex. It's about the quality of sex.
That's
That's
true
it.
too.
People, even if people are doing it, it's not the same enthusiasm that it was before. And it's very easy to get a married woman to cheat when she has a boring life.
All right,
Women
and
are
we've been on this topic
always
for a
looking for
long
emotions.
time.
If the right coworker, if the right dude comes around her on one of these phases that she's bored, I don't care what she says, she's
She
going.
getting
Just
took
like men.
down.
A
Like
lie.
Hey,
A
Fatty,
lie.
I'm with you,
What
the
baby.
same way,
A lie.
we
we say there's no better pussy than you pussy. These women will rather get a thrill fucking the pool boy because it's the first time they're doing it and it's taboo
Facts.
than
A
fucking the rich.
lie.
That's not
They-
that. That's cat. That's
you know
cat.
why
A
Fatty,
you
that's
know
cat,
lie.
why
bro.
and let me justify this and you got it. This is how Tom Grady get got. I guarantee you. This is how Tom Grady get got. He is expected. He is the father of your kids. He's too clean. He is still in shape. He's still 6'4". All the women on
trash.
the stadium, every time they see him, they get wet. But because you are with that man so many years, so many times, you fucking the instructor or the
If you
personal trainer
The
is more
yoga guy.
exciting
hold
for
on,
you
but
than fucking the king of the world.
No.
if you hold on, if you with the
No.
right woman though, if you with the right woman,
There's no right woman.
she should not have too much sex on the brain. I'm gonna just be honest, because a
Yeah,
lot of
but there's
chicks
no
don't.
Thank
right
I
you.
woman.
know plenty of women. They get to the
Well,
point
that's why
they
you.
not fucking like that. I'm gonna be honest. Like I
Thank
said,
you.
I have to understand both sides of this thing. I can't just be
Thank you,
all. Can't
JB.
be too absolute.
There's no right.
Thank
I don't
you.
know, man,
Thank you,
because
JB.
I ain't never been with a woman that didn't want me every chance she got. So I
Facts.
can't
Yeah.
relate to that.
Man, they could
They have
They could want you on a mental level. They could want you on an emotional level. It doesn't always have to be they want you to be inside of them all the time. Don't get me wrong. Will it come to it by the end of the night, end of whatever situation? But I don't mean you're always gonna be penetrating her. You probably might be penetrating her mentally,
I got
emotionally.
shit to do.
So just because everything is gonna be sex, it's not always just
But you
sex
just
at the
proved
end
the
of the
point.
No,
day.
it's
JB,
I'm
not
married, so I
always
understand
sex,
that.
but sex is
JB, you
definitely a
just
big
proved the
part of
point.
it.
This is why women are getting God at work, because that man is not penetrating her, but he's
Oh my
penetrating her brain.
God.
He's making her
Okay.
laugh all the time. She's excited to be around him. They go to lunch together. They spend 9 hours
And the nigga's a
together.
bum.
This
And he
is
No.
bum.
actually how
Yeah.
Well,
this
hey,
is
He's
the
we got
doing
reason.
all that, but he ain't hitting the back
This
of
is
that motherfucker.
bro,
the reason when women say it happened. It's not that they
bro,
are automatically going for the pool boy.
but
It's that
they falling for a mirage, bro. Like it's not
Man, they
there.
getting hit,
It's
man. All that
just
talking about
different than
Yeah, they
what you
getting hit.
got,
boys fucking,
if
and
man.
that's
They
the
get
What
problem.
y'all
you
talking
if
about,
you
that's how you
man?
know
if
that they
you
brain get taken, because
Yeah, exactly.
they
That's
mess
how
around
you
with
know.
dude.
God.
They
all right,
mess
Why
we about
y'all
to
around.
think?
switch. We about to switch, y'all. We're hold on.
Listen.
I'm gonna
Why
let
y'all think it's
Mike,
a
you finish it, and I'm gonna switch it.
why y'all think it's a big percentage of people getting divorced and cheating? People cheat. Like I don't understand. What are y'all talking about? Folks be cheating
I hold
at
on now.
workplaces.
I
Yeah,
don't
All
but
that.
disagree with
bro,
you that the quality of women are going down. I do agree with you on that. But like I said,
Man.
I cannot live in absolute to say that they don't
Thank you.
exist. Certain generations of women,
nah, Nick,
their
nah,
mindset will be
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
but this
Fact,
the
JB,
fact,
thing.
fact. Everybody don't
JB,
cheat. You know
I
that.
if
don't.
our
But
woman
But
is
that
no,
ain't
around
we,
what
the
y'all
wrong
all
said.
right,
guy, he can get
e-
God, bro. If our
even if
woman, I don't care who is, if he's the king of the world, if our woman is around
Okay.
the wrong guy at the right time, she is going to be in trouble,
That's
because you
not
know what
true.
happens. This is what's going
You're
to
a
happen, right?
woman.
This is
You're
what's
a
this is what
woman.
this is.
he says the fact though. I ain't
Hey,
gonna
Wait,
Vita,
wait,
you got to understand what he said. He said the wrong guy at the right
lie.
time.
Okay.
You didn't hear that
Okay.
part. The
hey,
I
this is
right
did.
time. It's
this is
I
what we're
did.
always the right time.
Right. A
No,
lot of
it's
It's
times
no,
it
it's
is.
always the
not.
right time.
No, this what
Well,
I'm saying, right? I never cheated on no relationship
That's
I was in.
you.
I never broke up because of that.
hold
Y'all, I don't like when they generalize all men or all women to be like what JB saying, like it's
But
absolute.
that's
All women
we're
gonna do
not
this.
talking about.
All men. No, it's people that don't. It's people that's not gonna do that. That value themselves, not even they mate. That value themselves more than to get. But I ain't never in my life had sex at
even
nobody's
if
job
you did,
ever.
you
But
wouldn't
it's
confess.
not all. We just saying
because
most.
But
See,
y'all,
No,
he
no,
keeps
you
saying
can't. You
woman,
can't not.
woman,
You.
woman.
You
let me say this. Let me say,
But
hold
I'm talking
on. Let me
about
say
men
this.
and women.
Let me
Look,
say
look,
this
look.
before I
y'all keep
switch it,
saying
Contrary,
that
man.
y'all
contrary,
not differentiating it.
no.
Everybody is not
Hold
a
on.
cheater with low
No, no,
self
no.
esteem.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all.
Contrary to popular belief, you can say how you feel, how you are just this much different than every other woman, and then you can also back it up with saying a lot of women are as unique as me, which is a lie. Y'all not that
Y'all
different.
just not
Hold on.
coming
Hold on.
into
Hold
it.
on.
I can say that about y'all. Y'all not
Hold
just
on.
coming. Y'all
We not
experience
that
with women
different.
is
I
that.
never said I would, but I never said my bad, Jay. Let me just say this real quick. We not different. That's the thing about men and women. Y'all think y'all different. Y'all think y'all special.
Oh
Y'all
my
think
God,
y'all the
I'm
shit.
talking about
Men are
morality.
If
humble.
y'all, I was just about to say that if you can get with somebody with
Damn.
a good moral compass, everything should be fine. I'm just
No,
gonna
a
be honest.
woman
Right.
don't care.
A
Woman don't
better
care
moral
about
compass.
See
this.
how he keeps saying
One
Guess
thing
woman?
what?
I can
If
say about a
you
woman
Because
that's
I'm
married.
saying woman. Roy J, if you want to go back, if you want to keep continue, this
I
is
want
just
to, I'm
crazy.
gonna switch. I'm gonna switch. Go
Because
ahead,
I'm
Fatty. I'm gonna
listening to you.
switch.
Peter, I'm listening to you. Let me give you an example, right? You criticize men for liking masculine woman. All you've been doing is
I said only Papoose.
talking. Like you, no, 1 second. You are displaying masculine behavior. You are over talking people. You are like the way that you move in. Every man on this panel says this woman is displaying masculine behavior just 5 minutes after she criticized men for liking masculine woman. How should I trust you? I'm going to tell you this, Vida. I'm going to be hard pressed if I put Chris Brown next to you, if I put The Rock next to you, if I put Jason Momoa next to you, and they say, "Hey, baby, I want to marry you, I want to take care of you," and you say, "No, I have my husband, I'm staying right here." I would be confused. I would apologize. I would go to Rome and say to the Pope, "Sorry, sir, I made a mistake." But most women, 99.9% of women, are going respectfully. That's the reality. So I would
That's
obey.
your reality. That's your
It's
reality.
yeah.
Because
Hold on. Let me say this.
celebrities
Hold on.
is
Hold on.
just
Let me say
regular
this. Let me say it.
people.
Hold on. Let me say this. The smart ones. I'm gonna say this. The smart women. They understand that them even trying to go jump ship like that is not going to be feasible, and it might not be
Thank you.
smart because that guy will possibly just
Do the
use and
same thing.
abuse them.
Well, I can tell you this:
So
a
that's
woman.
why I can't be all absolute to say that there
Thank
ain't
you.
no chicks out there, because some are smart. They need to be smart because it's a survival mechanism for the female species. A lot of them are stupid nowadays, to where they are just jumping ship and going with the experiences. But like I said, I cannot live in absolute, because if most guys constantly think like that, they're gonna be self-sabotaging their own fucking relationship
Thank
instead of
you.
actually trying to
Right.
thrive in a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Hey,
It still boils
let me
down to the
comment on
morale
this
and the
when he
content of the character.
finished.
But I'm sorry, I'm gonna just finish that and I'm going to switch topics. But I need to shout out Paris and Rain React. So questions for everyone. So y'all prefer inexperience or experience? Because y'all didn't say all women freak to discover. We will come back to that, because that's actually a good question. I'm gonna come back to that, but I really need to get to the next topic because we've been on this for a whole hour.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, already.
Facts.
From government programs. The president making the case for reconciliation during a prayer event at the White House yesterday. Watch this.
I want to let you know what I was just doing in a really great meeting with Speaker Johnson, to be updated on the progress of the one big, beautiful bill. We love that bill. I won't like it if it doesn't pass. Neither will you. If it doesn't pass, your taxes are going to go up 68%. So think of it. 68, and this is a religious ceremony to me, but that's part of the religion. Because if your taxes go up 68%, you might give up your religion. You might have no choice. You'll be working too hard to try and make it. And that's the Democrats. That's what they'll give you. They'll vote against it. It's not even believable. It's called Trump derangement syndrome.
All right. Meanwhile, House lawmakers are making progress on President Trump's big, beautiful budget bill.
All right. I kind of play one more clip. I'm gonna talk a little bit. I'm gonna play one more clip.
The Louisville Metro Housing Authority could lose nearly half of its federal funding for things like Section 8 vouchers, which of course are designed to help low-income families afford a place to live. The counter-argument here, though, is the current system is dysfunctional and needs an overhaul. Elizabeth Strojan is the executive director of the Louisville Metro Housing Authority, serving 30,000 people in Jefferson County. She's concerned about the president's proposal to revamp how the federal government assists with housing for low-income individuals.
If we were looking at 40% budget cuts, we would have to dramatically scale back our services to residents, and that's not something we want to do.
And Trump's budget proposal would also create a 2-year cap on rental assistance for able-bodied adults. The administration says it wants to ensure a majority of this funding would go to senior citizens and folks with disabilities. Again, though, this is just the president's budget request. It's up to Congress ultimately to approve it later on.
All right. I also want to state something real quick for the able-bodied adults who actually want to receive benefits. They must work, participate in job training, or volunteer in their communities at least 20 hours per week if they want to receive some form of government assistance. So, somebody background.
Oh yeah, sorry. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. How do y'all feel about the cuts in government assistance?
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, I agree with it.
I don't.
I love it.
Why do you love it?
I'm a landlord and I love Section 8. So
the reason I love it. Oh, sorry, brother.
Think of Mac Mall, man. You got
that's not going to.
Although I'll say this though.
It's not gonna stop you from making
I
money.
don't like it for the fact that it's crippling our people. So I understand where y'all going with it.
Yeah.
But from my standpoint, that's a guaranteed check every month. So I'm totally against it.
Well, you'll still get it regardless. It's not like it's not like a lot of people won't be on it, but I do feel like it's been a crutch for a lot of people to abuse the system. And then now you just got a lot of grown babies kind of out there. You know, you got grown children.
Yeah, but at the same time, the more I build on my portfolio, I'm gonna need more and more Section 8 tenants, and they're gonna be limited in these motherfuckers. So
okay, but I mean, we still gotta look at what's best for the whole.
When
it comes down to the United States.
The thing is that the government assistance has crippled the black community, bro. I come from that. I call myself a Section 8 baby. My mom couldn't get no job. If she made over a certain amount, they will kick her out of government assistance. They all in your business. You can't have a man around. My father could not come around. It did not help us at all.
You know, it's crazy. At one point, that was almost like a staple for like a single chick to be like, "Yo, I'm on the Section 8 list. I'm about to get my
100%.
house." Like that shit was like an achievement.
Yeah,
to
it
me.
was a flex.
Yeah.
It was a flex
It's a
back in
flex
the
Hell
day.
yeah,
At one
it's a
point.
flex if you get help on your rent. What the fuck?
But
But that's not.
the
But
thing is,
but
it's
we
not
talking
needed
about
help.
we
It's
talking
not needed
about
help.
merit. We talking about merit based things. We talking about is it cool? It's cool. Yeah, you hit a lick. But like I said, you can't brag about the
All
trophy
these,
when it get handed to you. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
all these
I ain't
licks.
worried about nothing. I look cool. I'm gonna always go out here and get it. I don't want no handouts, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I
Damn.
don't think I think it got a lot to do with who you are as a person to actually even fight for the fact that you don't want to do shit and make it a law.
But you
Well,
you
I'll
also
say this. I think it's totally
Yeah, I think
okay.
so too.
I think it's totally okay for the women that
Why?
need assistance. You know what I'm
Why?
saying? Like the
Why
women
though?
that's trying, that might be in a bad position, that need a little help. I'm
What they
totally
trying
for
for?
them to get it. But the
What are they
Hold on,
women
trying?
that just want to be
hold on,
lazy
Phil.
and just want to eat off the government, I'm not with that at
Hold
all.
on, but what do you
But
mean,
Matt,
like the ones that need a little help? Because if you're not disabled, like why do you need the
yeah,
help?
what you need
and I
help
was just
Because
for?
I mean,
Man,
some women made bad decisions. They had
Nope.
kids. They
yeah,
Yeah,
can't.
but
They
that,
man.
can't.
that
Section 8
but
They
help
guess
people,
what?
man.
Now that's making that my problem now.
Man, listen.
And everybody else on this panel's problem. Now I gotta pay for your bad decisions at that point. Why am I paying extra money just to compensate for you not closing your legs, probably for you
But
not staying with that guy that you chose, being under your family's leadership? You know, that's why I think this is gonna help a lot of families stay together instead of just I'm gonna kick my kid out early on. See that's why a lot of our families crumble because we don't stay together longer. So we
can we
wonder why Indians out there winning. They buy a Subway. You got the
Shout out to the
grandma.
Indians.
You got the grandma working the cash register. You got the cousins making the subs. You got the
Thanks.
other cousin cleaning. We don't practice that, and that's a problem. So when
Okay,
we
well, check this out, JB. I
okay,
hear where you coming from, and I totally agree with you 100%. But
okay,
I come from a place where I've seen people, kids who were young that literally didn't have a choice, bro. They was raised and born by crack mothers, crack daddies. They didn't have a choice, bro, and they made bad decisions. And
okay.
when you live, you learn. You see what I'm saying? So now they might be trying to change their life and they might need a little help. Everybody need a little help here and there. You know what I'm saying? So
yes,
I'm not totally
correctly,
against it, but I'm
man.
against it. I'm against it with the people who abuse the
Shout
government.
out to
man,
That's
them.
you
what
got
I'm
Mac,
against. You
but
know what I'm
Magnol,
saying?
but
That's the
Magnol,
problem.
we all got the memo. We ain't doing it, ain't happening behind people's back. You got the memo now. You got 2 years, make it happen. You plan
Oh,
too much.
thanks. You
And
got certain people.
when you hit a lick, you're not hitting a lick on the government. You're hitting a lick on disabled people that really need it because it's so packed that it's hard to get on these government assistance because people stay on that. They not getting off that.
Yeah,
Y'all,
No,
y'all,
I get what you're saying, but you got to
yeah.
understand the bigger picture though, because even the people who running these entities that collect money for that, they shaving off the top.
Yeah, man.
You
All
see
that
what I'm
shit.
saying?
Y'all know how
So
that go
we can't talk about money that's being wasted because
already,
everybody
man.
pinching off the top.
Yeah,
But
everybody
Honestly,
pinch.
but our communities is fumbling because they pension off the top. Nobody talking about that. They
Well,
talking about
it's
But
the
you, but
temporary
well, it's the
help.
men.
but you got
Hold
a
on,
lot of people. You
it's
got a
the
lot of
men. Go ahead, Mike.
you got a lot of people that do good with Section 8. You got people that could be on Section 8, save their money, then eventually buy them a house,
Do
move
you
their
think?
family from out the area. Yeah, it's perks with it too. You
But
got to do the
yeah,
right thing with it.
I understand what you're saying on all that, but do you think the mentality though, it breeds a mentality throughout generations that think that that's how we're supposed to live? I don't get any government assistance, so
No,
I
never.
can't just say like that's what I need or whatnot. Even growing up, I grew up in the hood or whatnot. I mean, we didn't really get no government. I mean, I can't really say we really got government assistance like that, but at the same time, I didn't get enough to where I could say we was actually winning from it, you know.
Nah,
So
they ain't gonna never give you
but you
enough
know
to
what
do
though?
nothing. I feel like
It's
that.
all kind of
that's where the
licks.
money should go. That this is a conversation is, and again, I'm talking from the outside, and I wonder what somebody has a massive like echo or somebody talking on the
Oh,
back.
sorry. Sorry, brother.
Like no, it's like I don't understand why like people look at this as a zero-sum game. Okay, what needs to happen is while these mothers are on Section 8, there needs to be programs that are going to rehabilitate the kids to the point as soon as they get 18, they have a job that can actually get them out of that shit. That's literally what it needs to be done. It's not cutting shit. It's actually sending the money to some places where these kids, as soon as they get 16 and they graduate, they go to a trade school. They go to a place where they're going to afford money to actually get out of that. That's the first one. And the second one, y'all really think that black people are the only ones that are literally living off the government?
No,
no, it's white people.
No, let me finish.
Go ahead, Fatty. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
This bill that they pass helps the billionaires. Literally, it's the billionaires. They are living off government assistance. Like
And white people.
The money that they took from Medicaid, the money that they took from food stamps, the money that they took from Section 8, she literally turned around and gave it to the billionaire. Says, hey, if you earn more than 500, go ahead.
So don't do nothing about it.
Hold on. If they're able to cut to reduce taxes from it, is it not a benefit?
It's welfare.
If they can reduce the tax bill, would that be a benefit?
It's no, because you know why it's not? Because the government is going to, just with this bill, the government is going to increase $3.8 trillion in national debt by 2030.
So you're telling me
$3.8 trillion in debt, but they don't have money to help poor people. They can help the rich. They can buy things. They can buy. Like,
y'all do realize there's more white people on Section 8 than black people.
No,
we don't care about how many people.
But a large majority of the black community is on it too.
No, it's not.
The thing
no, it's not, JB.
Don't shift the conversation.
No, it's not.
So, Fatty, my question is this to you, Fatty. Right? Even if it's helping a billionaire, we don't know where the money's going, but you got a perception. That's your thing.
Yes, we know. No, he's on the bill. We know.
Great. So my thing is this: do nothing, right? So we understand that the system.
We didn't say do nothing,
and people are taking advantage of these systems. So we do nothing about it.
No, that's not the point. You know when Tupac said they have money for wars, but they can't feed the children or something like that. You remember that? Like I don't know what. A song for 3 years that changes, right? They're like, we have money for wars, but you can feed the children. This is what happened on the United States.
We already have money.
I got you. I'm just saying this is the richest country on the planet. Every time a president comes in, they have money to help corporations. They have money to help Israel. They have money to help Ukraine. They have money to buy 10 new tanks, 1,000 new aircrafts, all these drones and all this shit. But if you actually look, Elon Musk is getting welfare. All these rich people are getting welfare. All these rich people are either getting tax cuts that are not revocable. You're never going to get back to actually take money from them to give to the people. So my question is this, South Central. Why do I have money to reach to help a person that already has money to feed 100 generations, but I can help these people that are 60 years removed from Jim Crow? Why?
Okay, so the reason is because Elon Musk also gives into the system with the people he employs. And
no, he doesn't.
He employs a million.
No, he doesn't. Donald Trump didn't pay taxes for 10 years. Jeff Bezos doesn't pay taxes. If you don't actually close your positions and get capital gains, you don't have to pay taxes. This is once again, it's just a loophole. So you keep piling and piling and piling.
Hold on. So you telling me you should just rely on the government to keep your mouth open like you a baby all the time? Just get bottle fed?
No, the government should.
That's kind of like what you're saying, low key. I understand that it's tricks. I understand that it's tricks to the system. But at the same time, if you're telling me they got government assistance to say that if you don't work as much, you can go ahead and get all this assistance, should you still take it? Because if we were living in a different society, most people wouldn't even be able to survive.
Right. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to these billionaires, you want to flip it and tax them, overtax. You know that they billionaires.
Not overtax them. Just leave.
Hey, Fatty, come on, man. Let me say what I'm saying. Now, if you talking about giving welfare to the billionaires, you not understand what they give to this country as well, as far as employing families and investing into America. So you telling me that they can go anywhere in every other country? A billionaire is a billionaire everywhere else. Just because he's a billionaire in the United States does mean nothing to anybody. I'm gonna go where my money works for me. If you make it hard for me, I will just leave and give it to China.
Respectfully, they can. Apple to operate on the United States as to sell to Americans, as to be registered on the S&P 500. There's a tremendous amount of business for being an American company. Didn't you see what they did? Trump said you have to bring the jobs back. They took the factories from China and they put that shit in India. Like, these companies are amoral. They're not going to give you shit. Their job is to make money. It's not about South Central. It's not about Obama. No, hey, I'll let you finish, right? So the reality is this. The United States have enough money to take care of everybody. What I'm saying is that, once again, get the money and restructure it instead of most of it go to the military to shit that is going to be lost forever, like it happened with the Pentagon. Remember when they didn't find the money and all of a sudden the plane did that shit? Remember that shit? You have money to feed everybody.
Okay, regardless if we have money to feed everybody, should you not take things into your own hands to not say I want to just live off government assistance? No, that's what we're talking about. People who can work, people, able-bodied people, should they not go to work?
Okay, so let me ask you something, Jay. If Elon Musk can make profit out of Tesla, they should go bankrupt. The government shouldn't help him, right?
What you mean? Right? Say that again.
If you think that is a swing cost free mentality by poor people, if they can afford it, hey, bro, it is what it is. You need to do what you need to do. Or either go to the streets, right? Where
everybody has to work, though. Everybody has to work. It doesn't change anything.
So this is what happened, for example, with Tesla. Elon Musk was 4 weeks away of going bankrupt. You know what saved him? The American government with subsidies. Nobody talks about that shit. In 2008, you had so many companies that were literally going bankrupt, and you know what they said? Too big to fail. We have to save them. We have to take money from South Central, from Vita, from Jay to save them.
No, under Obama, jobs will not be here though. You got to think about that.
Let me just wrap it up so you can understand the feeling that I'm saying, right?
Okay. Poor people
It can be socialism for the rich and capitalism for the poor. It can be every time the rich get into trouble, all the American people take their money from their pocket and go and say all these big banks, these big insurance companies, all that shit. And then when there's a poor person that says, hey, I've been running this business for 12 years. I've been employed for 40 years. Now I got cancer and they are cutting my Medicaid. Nah, man, it is what it is, man. Pull yourself by the bootstraps, man. How the fuck does this make sense?
It almost sounds like you complaining because you might be in a different class. We all know different classes have different perks and lifestyle to it. Why are we complaining because the rich are rich? If you get rich, you probably gonna be talking different though. That's what I'm saying. Your talking points will possibly be different.
I'm on an upper bracket of my country. Like everything, like everything that comes. Like imagine that if I was in the United States, I would be earning 400,000, 300,000. That's the equivalent because the cost of living here is low, right? Okay. But the reality is, I don't want to live on a skyscraper and then I go outside of my building and there's 2 tents with homeless people. That shit is surreal. That shit makes no sense. And I know these people a lot of times only are there because the social safety net for the poor people is not there. So I can bankrupt my companies left and right, declare chapter bankruptcy. I don't have to pay it. Rebuild, get subsidies, make losses on my business so I don't have to pay taxes.
And it doesn't matter what society you're in, you're still going to have to work. Even if we were back in time and we didn't go off the money system, you will still have to know how to barter. You will still have to know how to hunt, grow. You're not going to get around work.
That's not the point.
Work still needs to work.
That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is, why can't this person?
Hold on. Who talking?
Why can't this person bankrupt this company and the government and American taxpayer go ahead and save them? Why is always money for wars? Why there's all money for doing this dumb shit? And then as soon as we ask, hey, can we have a social safety net so when my company goes bankrupt, so when my business go bankrupt, so when my wife gets cancer, I don't get obliterated? Nah, we're going to cut your Medicaid. This is not just for the poor. Medicaid is for a bunch of people that are hard workers, but because their shit is connected to their job, as soon as they lose their job, they are out on the misery. So what the fuck are we doing here? Like, are we going to take care of the worst of us, or are we only going to take care of these millionaires that the first thing that they can when they happen is, oh, we are not making profit, let's cut employees. We're not making profit, let's go to China. We're not making profit, let's close Ford and send that shit to the other side of the ocean. Every single decision
to be cut for everybody?
is to get money. So why are we doing this?
Is Medicaid to be cut for everybody?
No, but these 8 million people.
But you don't know if they, you don't even know.
No, 8 million people. Think about it. 8 million people.
But you don't even know if they're abusing the system or not, bro.
He telling you who's abused. What are y'all here? I'm with you on this one though, Fatty. For real, I'm with you on this one because it is selective capitalism for poor people, because y'all got to understand there's corporation jobs that poor people aren't in those jobs. And he's right. If you think profit, that means you doing things based on your bottom line, not for the welfare or just the growth of your country or the people within it. And soon as they hit a hard spot and they've been working, they've been doing their thing, they own tax money can't go to them. Just think about that when North Carolina had that tornado or hurricane or whatever, and they didn't. Kamala Harris said, "Oh well, they only get $750 because we done sent $700 billion to Ukraine. So my money went to something else, and I don't work for my money, but my money don't come to me."
I hate to say this, but this will sound real cold, but you cannot save everybody, and I don't know why y'all sitting up here.
So why we
But if
saving the
it's
rich?
my money that you saving rich people with, it's my money.
If you can save everybody, JB, that's
most people
perfect.
shouldn't even have been here
JB,
because of bad decisions. I don't think y'all
that's a
get
perfect
that.
statement, right?
We passed that. If you got the money, well, let me just say this, Fatty. If it's my money, right, as in a taxpayer, if I'm a worker, I'm a taxpayer. My money is in this pool of funds that is being used to bail out multi-million, billion, and trillion dollar corporations. Those corporations could get bailed out with no problem. But soon as I have a problem as a person, it's my money that I've been contributing to my whole life. It's like, okay, ain't no money for you, or only this much money for you, but all your money went to something else. Too bad, so sad. Pull yourself up by your bootstrap. That's all he's saying. Is it's a double standard that is literally happening, and it's being proven.
We can still restructure our mindset. I think y'all getting so stuck on the billionaires to just our day-to-day lives on how we move. We got a lot of fucked up mindsets out there that y'all not even really addressing. Y'all only talking about saving the billionaires when you talking about your day-to-day life, what you spend your money on, how much food you buy, the shit you waste constantly. Stop acting like everybody got just sound mindsets to where they just moving accordingly and just doing the right shit. Stop that.
But we talking about Section 8.
It's not.
If we talking about Section 8,
acting like everybody on the assistance is
everybody
moving correctly.
Listen,
but that's what he's talking about. The main people that's not.
I'll say this and I'll be quiet.
It's more people that's not.
This is the problem.
And it's the people with the money.
Everybody ain't gonna have no good job, man.
Think about it for one
fucking
second, right?
McDonald's and
exactly.
All right, hold on, y'all.
That's totally fine. Let's totally fine. Let's punish the poor people that don't do their job right, so they fall into a fortunate times. Okay, I'll understand that. Let's punish the billionaires. Let's punish the billionaires too. Every time they bust up the economy, let's punish these banks every time they fail. Nobody saved them. These airlines that go bankrupt every time something closes, like Boeing, we're not going to save them. Like let's go.
You know what's crazy? You thinking too high up on the food chain. You thinking about this shit.
You are not even addressing what I'm saying.
Hold on, y'all. We know we got people out there that make bad decisions, buying shit that they don't need, spending money on useless shit. But y'all trying to think so high up on the food chain to where y'all not thinking down here where everybody else is at. Recorrect the mind. That's why a lot of foreigners coming here and they win.
Oh my God! And look what they get.
Hey y'all! Hey, everybody! Let's check on Red Pill. Is he still with us?
He sleep over there. Get your Red Pill.
Is he still with us?
He been like that for like 5-10 minutes.
Man down.
Anybody got Red number? Anybody can call and check on Red.
Talk about
man down.
Yeah,
bro, somebody give him a blanket.
Red Pill crib.
And a pillow.
Hey, JB, don't do him like that. Help him out. Don't.
I know, right, man. That's my boy, man. I ain't about to do
Red Pill crib. Get yourself, boy.
Man.
I'm not gonna be able to get him up because if I call him, it's probably.
He been down 5-10 minutes, and he was wasted though. He was on camera wasted. He's like, so.
That's why he was saying. That's why.
Hey,
did.
That's why he was saying all that stuff.
He did so good last stream though, man. He did so good last stream.
Why are we still looking at him?
Why we still looking at him?
Y'all want to leave him up there or take him down? I kind of want to
take him down.
Keep him up there for the algorithm.
For the algorithm, my nigga.
He talking about I don't want a girl with good head. Boy, you must be drunk and tired. What? Boy, you gotta have some good top, boy.
Y'all want to move to the next topic?
Hey, say it again, Mike.
Hey,
Mike,
I just don't understand why we put the billionaires on the pedestal. We put like money is literally our gods. We can fail, or we can get fired, or we can get sick, and people say you should have been done better. You should have saved and all that shit. These motherfuckers blow the economy every 10 years and nothing happens to them. They just come out richer and richer and richer because we think that they should have all the motherfucking emergency plans and all that. Respectfully, I don't understand why most of y'all root for people that you'll never be in the same room with. I don't get it. I will never understand it. Punish the poor, but if you're going to punish the poor, punish the rich too if they are incompetent enough to run the company to the ground. No socialism.
I'm not trying to sit here and say not to punish the rich, but at the same time, we do need to look at ourselves. I mean, a lot of our families, we grow up in poverty. So what I'm trying to say is that we need to restructure our mindset so that we can possibly get out of the situation that we're in, or at least have a better structured community amongst us. Like
what he's saying,
we have to
JB,
redirect our mindset. I think we're getting too much into like who's at on what
is your
spot in the
insurance
food chain.
connected to your job?
Yes.
What if you get if you can work for 40 years, lose your job, and then you have no insurance, right?
But guess what? If I'm an extra smart individual, I could buy private insurance if I want to.
You don't have to be extra smart. The government needs to be fair. This is why the system is fucked
Thank
up.
you.
But guess what?
This
Everybody's
is why
on the
the
same
system is
playing
fucked
field,
up.
though.
Is because in my country, for example, I don't care if I have $1 million or $1. If I get brain cancer, I'm going to have access to the best doctors because it's brain cancer. Y'all are this. You work for 45 years, something bad happens to you. Tough luck, boo boo. Go ahead and go on to the street. Like that's
So
crazy.
you telling me so you telling me there's like, let me ask you this. In the world, is there not like people out there who are living way worse than Americans?
Not on the first world country, no. On first world countries, absolutely not.
We the
America, in my opinion, and I'm going to say this, please don't take offense, is a first world country that takes bets every day, so you don't feel the stench. In terms of education, there's imaginable that you have to go to college and you have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars when other countries are doing for free. You have a baby, you have to pay $12,000 and up. We do it for free. We have healthcare, so you can literally go to the doctor and you can check yourself out for $25. Private insurance in our country is $25, $50, $100. They are paying a ton of money. The United States, unfortunately, the structure is actually made to punish poor people and to actually rich people on the pedestal. So it's not the failure of the system. This is actually how the system is designed, because every time these motherfuckers need money for a war, nobody says, are we going to pay for this shit? Where is the money coming from? They do it immediately. So the reality is, once again, is a fucked up system, because other countries like mine are literally using the American infrastructure. Oh, we can bet on the S&P 500 on this side of the ocean. I'm going to put my money there. Oh, can I buy crypto still and not be on that? I'm going to put my money there. Can I be a consumer without having nothing of the drawbacks? If I can use the American government and to get my shit on the Portuguese government, which is a country very small with almost no money, why can't y'all make it? You actually can do it. You don't do it because the system is corrupt. They work for the big companies. They work for y'all.
I'll tell you this, regardless of what government system, what country you live in, you still have to survive and thrive regardless.
Fatty is.
So y'all advocating for poor people.
What he's saying is,
hold on, because y'all got to remember, 10 minutes prior to this, y'all just had a problem with them cutting off Section 8. So now you're advocating for poor people. I don't get it.
Me and Fatty didn't.
No, we did,
Jamal. Me and Fatty never said we did, because Fatty came in and said how the most people on Section 8 is rich people. And he's saying if they not getting the stick stuck to them, why do the people that's less fortunate to them get it when it's all of our money? It's not just their money. That's what he's saying.
Can we fact check that they all on Section 8? Can we like fact check that somehow?
No. We are not all on Section 8, but we are all on some sort of government assistance.
But it sounds like you're saying just don't be broke.
What'd you say?
It sounds like you're saying just don't be broke.
No. Government assistance means there's literally structures that is going to be subsidized by the government, that is paid by the people, so your life actually runs better than everybody else. The school, the school district of your area, the firefighters, the paved roads, the infrastructure, the quality of the hospitals on your area. All this money a lot of times come from tax-paying people. So the reality is,
okay. So let me ask you, what bracket is not affected by what you're talking about? What bracket, I guess, has a little bit better than the next one, if you can explain? How high?
No. A person that is
Okay,
let's
I'm
say
in that. I need a higher number. Like
no,
how
let's
high
talk
though?
about numbers. A person that is getting $500,000 and up per year
That's
can
it.
avoid this immediately. They can go to the best areas. They can put their kids on the best schools. They can go ahead and they can go to the better hospitals. But the reality is this: even if they actually make a mistake and they lose everything, right?
So if
They,
you make,
for whatever,
Mhm.
listen, this is
I'm
what I'm talking
listening.
about.
Okay.
This person that is rich is doing everything right. The
Okay.
other person that is not poor is doing everything right. When
Okay.
this person that is doing everything right is rich and goes down, for whatever reason, people have empathy. They clap and they say, "Yeah, file bankruptcy on those motherfuckers so you don't have to pay them. Get another company." Donald Trump did that shit 7 times. Didn't pay money. Didn't pay taxes
I
for 10 years. So
I know
everybody
people
has
that's done
empathy for
that.
those people. But
Mhm.
when a poor people fails, you should know better. You
I
should have money.
I
You
know
should.
people that file bankruptcy that don't make that much money. I know people
And
that
what
use that just to keep their assets. So
and
I
what
feel
happens
like that
then?
some of the things you're talking about, you can still use it on a smaller scale. But
It's
what
a
I'm trying to
loophole.
find out,
As
what amount of money excludes you from the problems that I think everybody still has to face. You know,
what
even
is
if
your
you're making
I
upwards
think
of
I
two
think
hundred thousand.
if you make at least 200,000, you should be excluded from, and I mean 200,000 like
perfect?
annually, where
Mm-hmm,
it's guaranteed. If
mm-hmm.
you have like a guaranteed 200,000 a year coming in, you should be straight.
For sure. If you're making that much money, is this what I'm talking about? The mentality, man. It don't matter what level
But
you
two
on. Your
hundred thousand dollars
mentality,
is not a
that's a
lot of
lot.
money.
That's enough.
That's
That's enough.
a good amount of money, bro.
Enough.
That's only four
That's a
thousand
that's a
dollars a
good
week,
amount
bro.
of
That's
money
not a
for
lot
to
of
the
money.
average
You
average
tripping to
American.
be
That's a
getting
Enough.
four
lot of
thousand a
money.
week? That's really
That's
good.
enough. That's
That's
enough.
That's
really
not a
good,
lot of money, bro.
bro. Most people bills is nowhere near that per a month. Nowhere near that. So if you're making 4,000 a week, you realize the opportunities that you could be buying, flipping houses,
Yeah,
getting
that's
this
good
and that.
money.
That's
That's real
really
good
good
money.
money. See,
Yeah,
that's what
that's
I'm
good
talking
money.
about. What you just said is kind of scary because to even say that you making 4,000 a week ain't good, nigga. You
How
can
you
really
living?
fucking change your
Yeah,
family off of that
yeah,
if
No,
you
I'm
yeah.
really
not
move
saying it's not
accordingly.
good. I'm saying it's not a lot of money.
Y'all
It's
No,
to
that
tripping.
is
It
who?
a
just
lot of
That's
depends,
money.
man. It
crazy.
just depends on the
Four
That's
person,
thousand
crazy.
a
man.
week.
I
That's a lot
mean,
of money for the
Maul,
average
Maul, Maul used to
American.
Chicago High Life. You feel me? Maul on a different scale. But he
Dog.
said,
That's
you
why
know
you
what he
was
got
in
on?
that. That's why you was in that shirt last
Right.
Saturday. That's that
Here,
four
here-
thousand a week.
Everything.
here we go. No, but I
200K a
mean,
year is pretty good. Though. I mean, if you're making 200K clean, like consistently every single year, and possibly
You
going
winning.
up, you winning, bro.
So Jay, but you know why I didn't say nothing when you brought up their number? And think about it, right? When we're talking about
Kelly, I'm gonna have to push back. I'm sorry, Fatty. Bill, I know you saying bills are high, but that's not always true. I have really low bills, and I'm in a very good situation where I don't have to use a lot of my money. So I gotta give you some pushback. My bills are very low because I just, like I said, I'm very strategic when it comes down to finances.
right.
So I can't really sit here and say bills are just very high. It don't have to be that high if you're in a certain situation, possibly.
I'm strategic too, JB, but my bills are very high. Goddamn it.
Yeah, no, real talk. Like, man, I mean, I think per month, like my bills are less than probably like 2K a month,
A month,
1,500. Yeah,
nigga. My
I don't
my
have a
car
mortgage.
note is
You good.
1,700.
I
You
don't have a
tripping?
mortgage. I don't have a mortgage. I don't have no car notes.
Bless
I
you,
Right.
just
bro.
pay like power, phone, stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I'm in a decent position. I'll just be honest.
Hell yeah, you
Um,
decent because my car note 1,700.
Oh,
yeah.
you tripping,
Hey, but what's
Jamal.
funny? I was about to
Tripping,
buy.
I
No,
get what the
Hey,
fuck I want.
hey,
What you mean
I
how
was
I'm
you
tripping? Because
I
I
tripping.
was
get
about
what I
to.
want.
Hey, I was about to buy a
But
Hellcat
still,
yesterday, low key. I was about to buy a Hellcat. I changed my mind though. But I
Thank
was
and,
about
God.
to though.
and
Don't do
JB,
it.
you
Don't
know,
do it just
then
because you can.
just for you to wrap it
Yeah,
up, that's
yeah.
the thing, right? Every time we talk about these poor people, and I know a lot of them actually fit from the system, so something needs to be done so they don't get rewarded by bad behavior. But
Yeah.
every time we talk about them, we always say, I know they were living over there because on tax season they always buy the PlayStation and they always do these, and I see them with the Jordans and I see them with that. Most of these rich people that get wiped out, they are overspending a lot. They have a
For
giant
sure.
house for no reason. They have 3 cars.
Why
They
you
put
so
the
worried
kids
about what
on
rich people
the
doing
like,
though?
But
and
hold
you know
on.
what we never do?
because
We
they on
never
government
say,
assistance.
and we never say, oh, you
What
should
about
know
your life
better.
though?
You should like.
I'm trying to
Hold
increase
on.
the quality of my life. I'm not worried about what billionaires do. I'll be worried about that forever. You're never going to
what's
change that, bro.
We talking about Section 8 and they're on Section 8. We're talking about Section 8 and government assistance
How
and
could you
they're
prove
on
that?
it.
How could you prove they're on Section 8?
It's in. That's the reason why Trump is cutting it is because of those that's taking advantage of it, and it's not just poor people.
Nigga, we
And
take
you know
advantage
what,
of it.
Vita? You're absolutely right.
I'm black and I'm a poor. I'll take advantage of it. What are you talking about? I grew up off of it.
No, I know people that
Plenty of
got
years.
Section 8 that's renting it out to other motherfuckers and
That's
making money to
taking
pay
advantage.
their rent.
Not because of rich but that's hard taking
Yeah,
advantage.
hell yeah.
How you feel about that hustle, Fatty? That's a
Man,
hustle right
Chicago, the land of scam.
It doesn't mean nothing.
And you
because
can't
for-
scam more than a billionaire.
It doesn't mean nothing because for
Facts.
every person that is doing this, there's a person in Wall Street ready to put 1,000 million on a motherfucking hole because they're going to make a greedy position. So it doesn't say nothing. The greed
I'm
is
not worried about what a billionaire doing. I'm worried about my family and making my family's life better. I can't worry about a billionaire. I can't change shit about what they got going on. I can change.
It's a zero-sum
But
game.
Trump is.
For them to win, you have to lose. And if you actually know something about the market,
I'm winning.
2000 with the, well, listen carefully, please. In 2000 with the dot-com bubble, in 2008 with the real estate crash, in 2020 with COVID, there was the biggest transfers of wealth in the history of mankind when poor people lost the quality of the power of the dollar and the rich people literally double, triple their income. So this is a rigged game. That's why you should care about these billionaires because their money is your money.
You had a lot of new millionaires during that time period as well. So you had people actually coming into money as well. So they actually created a lot of new millionaires during the COVID.
Okay, but we're not gonna overlook for what hardworking people that work their whole life what they lost due to just government sanctions and sanctions. Yes, they did. A lot of people lost a lot of stuff because of sanctions and shutdowns. Middle class and poor people that was work their whole life lost it in a matter of months.
Okay, let me say this before we switch topics. If families come together, if we make better decisions, we can probably get out some of the situations. I'm not giving rich people a pass. I'm not saying they don't do slick shit. I feel like we all do slick shit in our own way. If you give somebody an inch, they're going to take a mile. But I still feel like we need to transform our mindsets to where we got to move a little bit differently. Just being a lot of people shouldn't even be here. The society possibly, it is what it is.
I agree with you, JB. But in addition to that, what he's saying is you still working within this system, and it's so rigged and corrupt that unless you in it or understand how to move in it in that type of way, that you are constantly winning. Even when you lose, that you win. Even when you lose and make bad decisions, you still win.
No, Vita, you should actually listen to what JB says, and this is what black people should do: lie, cheat, and steal to get the same thing that these rich motherfuckers do, and then when people complain about the community is fucked up, everybody betraying each other, everybody selling. Oh, look at these Uncle Toms. Hey, if you are a motherfucking raccoon selling throwing black people under the bus to appease these white people, you're doing a great job because that's all these people are doing, selling everything to get their money on their pockets.
How you feel about the families coming over from these third world countries trying to make a way for themselves? Let's say they buy a business, they got the whole family working in it. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like they are they not just trying to survive and just try and get a piece of the pie? Like, do you feel like they should?
It's our pie they get.
No.
It don't matter because we could do the same.
It do matter.
No. It's not that. The first generation of immigrants is the most hardworking generation. Their kids usually are literally the opposite. This is literally what happens.
Okay, but why can't we do the same though? Is what I'm trying to say. Is that a problem for us?
Because they get our money. We don't get the loan.
It's a mindset thing. I don't want to hear that.
I agree with you though, JB. I'm both.
Hearing this, man.
I'm both.
Black people make excuses because they always saying the white man holding me back and all this. This is what I want to say, right? Hey, real shit, right? I want y'all to hear this, right? If y'all pay attention to every other race, how do they get rich? Off of us. So why do you even need white people when you can get rich off yourself? Just find out what black people like. Find out what black people like and sell it to them. That's all you got to do.
What you say makes no sense because for there to be rich people has to be poor people, and this is what Jay is not understanding. For every time you create somebody that is a double earner, there has to be somebody that is having a minimum wage job. McDonald's is not.
I get that. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Fatty. But what I'm saying is this, though. people like to blame the white man, saying, "Oh, it's systems that's holding us back as people." When
But it is.
every other race, when you look in our communities, what do you see getting rich? You see Indians with gas stations. You see Chinese with liquor stores.
Yes.
You see Chinese with beauty supplies.
Yes.
Everybody is
And
coming
they
to
use
us.
loans.
Everybody is coming to us to get
You
rich
can get one
and
But
too.
then
they
go
use
home.
loans.
You
So
can get one too.
how are white people holding
No,
us
they
back?
No,
deny.
nobody. Hey, one second.
Not every-
Anyone talk about white people? Or are we talking about rich people?
No,
Thank
I'm
you.
saying the
Well,
rich
why are
people
we
you're
so worried
talking
about rich
about are
people?
white.
Yeah, but I didn't say it was.
No.
I didn't say it was about color. I said
We
about
said class.
Right,
It's not.
but what
It's not. It's not about white or black. It's about green. When people get
Class.
I
change,
get
a
that, but
person
the
will be
people
pro-black until Fox News put a dollar bill on their pennies, and all of a sudden they're stripping for the
Well,
white people.
I ain't
I
never
know
been pro
I
black.
get what you're
I ain't
saying,
care
but
about being
what
pro
the
black.
people that you're referring to are white people. Let's just be
No, no,
honest.
no, no.
They
I'm
run
talking.
everything. Let's be
Like I
honest.
No.
said, at the
We're
end of
not referring to black people. We don't own nothing.
all right, we about to switch topics, y'all. This was great conversation. I really wish we can go a little bit longer on it. We about to go ahead and switch topics, y'all.
Here's an odd one. Jayden Daniels' mom. On one hand, you look at her like Mama Bear, and she doing what she's supposed to do, protecting the fort. She said, my baby is not going out like Travis Hunter. My baby not going out like Xavier Henry. I refuse to let these scallywags get in the way of these M's. And one could applaud that. We don't want these athletes getting caught up and getting taken for all they worth. But on the flip side, it's giving son husband vibes. It's giving jealousy. Mom, I know you're looking out for your son, but give this man some space and allow him to grow and flourish. I mean, damn, Juju Watkins? Juju Watkins is the next coming to Michael Jordan of women's basketball, and you're not even letting her get a fair shake? I mean, damn. Now, I can understand the OnlyFans 304s. I can understand the Instagram 304s. But man, you cock blocking a woman with a bag. You cock blocking greatness. This could be a dynamic duo. In your opinion, is she doing too much? Is this another Lamar Jackson? I'm scratching my head. I mean, there's got to be some type of balance.
All right, we got an overprotective mom over her NFL quarterback son. How do y'all feel about that?
That's the nigga she never had.
Ooh, I was thinking the same thing. Y'all, I'm gonna take a quick break. Y'all stay in here.
What was the worst thing she did? Other than sitting between the girl and the dude, what was the worst thing she did?
She probably seen something in her. She probably
I
seen
ain't
something in
seen
me.
I ain't seen nothing other than when she was sitting
I
between
think she
Juju
went.
and her son.
I think they was out together one time at a club or some shit, and she was in there. I don't know, it was something like. But I
Man,
don't know.
that girl love her son, man. That's
Yeah,
all.
I
yeah.
don't see nothing wrong with what she's doing. She really just trying to keep him on track. I mean, is she a single mother?
I don't know. She might
I
be
don't
how
really
she look. How
It's
she
got
act.
to be if the
Yeah,
daddy
she
wasn't
gotta
in the
be.
pictures.
Yeah, because pops ain't even going to allow her to be out like
Even
that.
if she's protecting her, like she actually should be overly protected because these ball players are dumb as fuck. They are young.
You're right.
They are
Especially when they're making a lot of
young and
money.
they're
Like
dumb.
that's all
She loves me
that's
for
all they think
me. No,
about.
she doesn't.
Yeah,
Doesn't
she
see.
probably.
If you were in baller, she would be somewhere else. This WNBA future legend, whatever. She's not going to make no money. Just
Yeah.
regular as YouTubers that can
Right.
more money than her. Like this is what we're talking about. Like so, the reality is, yes, she should definitely be protected about these young players because all they have is cum on their mouth. The only thing they know to do is go around and throw a football, something like that. They are very green when it comes to relationships. So you don't want her to get caught. Like
And mom's probably seen something in her that wasn't right. Hey, that ain't
Nah,
right.
I think
Get outta
she's
here.
just overprotective.
She's
Period. Because
overprotective.
me as a single mother, if I know, we don't know what she went through to raise her son by herself, and if he actually made it, and she see he has potential for a bright, wonderful future, I would do the same thing because these women out here, when they in the around the league or whatever, like they're trained to go after up and coming people, like up and coming sports athletes. Like that's what they do. Like some parents train their daughters who are attractive to think like that. Like I agree with what she doing because if it was my son, I'd be like, yeah, you need to focus on the game. Like you just now starting, you just now getting in the dough. Don't let no female ruin that for you.
But you think
It's
Juju will ruin that?
crazy you speak
We
like
complain
that, and
about
then y'all expect us to deal with y'all BS.
What
What
you
you say?
mean?
because you know how y'all is. You just literally said you know how women are, but somehow
No,
y'all expect men to find some way to deal
No,
with that
I'm
shit.
talking about young women who are raised to prey on athletes. You have attractive young women whose parents will put them in the position to be around athletes so that they can get whatever they can out of them. And then the boys be so distracted by all the money, all the females, they forget the main goal is to become successful.
But you
They'll
know what's
rather impress the
But
females once
it's
they get
not
you
all
know
that
just
what's
money.
crazy?
athletes though. It's anybody with some money.
But we talking
Facts.
A
about the
lot of
Well,
basketball player.
athletes.
a
Man,
lot
We
but
of
you
talking
can't
a,
about
look
the
at how you gonna
basketball player and his
but how
mom.
you gonna look at Juju and feel like she trying to take his money? That
hold
girl got
on.
her own motion
No,
going
A
I'm
on.
not
lot of
saying Juju. I'm not saying Juju specifically. I'm just saying the way a mother would think as a
Yeah.
single mother raising her son by herself. We
Mhm.
don't know what she went through. But
Nah,
for
fact.
her son to be in the position that he's in, I can see how she would want to protect that.
Yeah,
hold
yeah,
Like,
on. I'm gonna
most
be
definitely.
honest.
Yeah,
A
I
lot of
see what
these
she's saying. I'm with that.
moms though, they be protecting their own future investment. That's what they
Yeah.
be doing.
nah, I wouldn't say a
They
lot of
do.
moms
A lot of
because if
them. A lot.
a
She know women have a scary nature to them. She has it in her probably when she first had him. And a lot of women they tie themselves to their sons to say that if I can't win at this moment, I'm gonna win in the future
no,
when I
that's
turn you into
not.
a son
That's
husband.
not.
But is she
That's
They
wrong
will
for
not
that
a
turn you
though?
son
into a son
husband.
husband.
That I know
They
If
will
she
every
turn you
is
mom
she
into a
is
son
gonna
wrong for
think
husband.
that though?
no,
The
Because
she
she
tournament
she
it,
raised that nigga. She did what she had to do, and she
oh
It
yeah,
deserves
looks
something
like
the
he's
back.
doing
son.
good.
Shit.
It looks like he's doing good for himself.
If she has a husband though, that's supposed to be the husband, not having a son husband. That
because
still
No,
she's
kind of
looking
I
out
discredits
for
agree
her
to
with
him.
you, but
son.
if
Why does
dude,
that make her look like
I
that's
know guys right now that still have to take care of their mom because their mom is bad with money. Their mom got bad habits, single, and then they rely on their son to pick up the slack. It's still somewhat damaging for a young man too because he's gonna be conflicted and the women that he want to be around, the women that he choose because his mom is gonna always be right there. And depending on how much of a hold that she has on him, it could be problematic for him possibly.
Yeah, but
well,
yeah,
she don't look like the type of
what
woman
was the
that's
worst
I
thing
like
she
agree
did?
those
with that.
women that you're
I
describing. Like
agree.
she looks like a well put together woman
All
who
y'all look
cares
like well
about
put
her son's future.
No, what
Like,
was the
no,
worst
not
thing?
together
everybody.
well.
Not
What
But you,
was the
hey,
worst
everybody.
thing that she did?
Y'all all do.
What was the worst thing that she did to that? What was the worst thing she did?
That's what I'm trying to
They
figure
just
out.
showing that. They
Yeah,
just
we
showing
just
that. They ain't
Yeah, no, but
they
there's anything that didn't show that you can
ain't
recollect that is like,
nah,
damn, that's
nah,
kind of
cause
crazy.
No, that's
he
just the
young, like
internet. You know, the
we're
internet just trying to
yeah,
spin
he a
a
rookie. That's
narrative.
it. That's it.
we're
They just
speaking
saw at the
we
game
just yeah,
in
we speaking on
between.
exactly.
Yeah, they just saw at the game in between Juju, and they just felt like, oh, what mom? Why mom's in between them? This, that, and the third. You
As
know
she
what I'm
should.
saying?
She has all the right. And you know what's funny? If Cassie had a mom like that, she wouldn't be
It's
on
a
the
trade
situation
off.
that she is right now. If
Mhm.
Cassie at 19 when she
Okay.
met Didi, if she had
Yeah.
a mom like this,
fact,
if all these R.
fact,
Kelly kids had a mom like her,
Hey,
they will
fact.
never get on this. If
because
Ashanti had a mom like
according
her,
to the
she will never
trial,
get on this situation. So yeah, protect your
according to
kids.
the
That's what
trial,
it is.
Yeah.
Cassie mama turned her back to the bull job Diddy was doing. Like the
Yeah.
security
Took the
guards,
money.
yes,
Mm.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
security.
Yeah.
But she did. They said Diddy did threaten her and told her
To put some
they would
money.
have to pay back that 20,000 he
Mhm.
spent on Cassie, and she paid it
Mm.
back. But
At,
you ain't protect your daughter from him. That's
at
that's
that
the
age,
difference.
it's better for you to overdo it and then regret it than to underdo it and then
Yeah. Yeah. Like
it's
Exactly.
better for you to
100%.
protect them on the early 20s, and then
Yeah,
if at 30 she's still a helicopter mom. Hey, mom,
yeah.
you need to chill respectfully.
Yeah. The
Better
kids.
that way than you just let her get pregnant and now half of your money is literally accommodated to another woman because you didn't do your due diligence.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
gonna
look
make their
at
own decision.
Sometimes it
Anthony
stay like
Andrews.
that.
Ain't that
look at
boy
Hunter.
name? That boy named Anthony Andrews who got that baby mama who
Anthony Edwards.
he
Yeah.
Yeah.
Edwards,
Anthony
yeah.
Edwards, the
And
PJ
she
Washington with
yeah.
the Brittany Renner situation, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
the,
you best
overdo it.
believe the child when he grows up, he's gonna be a son husband for sure.
And if he is, he's going to snap at it over one day, Jay. That is the son.
No, sometimes
Jay,
it
the
don't work like
son
that.
husband can always go like, cause that's
You
your mom. It's going to be all your mom forever. You can be a son husband until a 31 and says, "Damn, mom, come on, mom, I want to have a family too." Then
but
to
Shit.
your mom is not there. You're
but we
doing a
not
bunch
look
of bullshit.
we
You
not
putting
look
kids on woman left and right, and now you get to 30 and Reebok has to save you because you didn't spend your money well or you didn't
we're
save your
not
money
looking
well.
at
That's
the
how you are
overbearing
now.
moms who we're not looking at the overbearing moms who possibly ruin their sons' lives either.
That's true.
On
So
the
Because
on
give
the
and
move.
Why
take.
does Why
on the
does
son
one
husband
clip? Why
scale.
does one
On the
clip make it
NFL,
seem
do you
like
think
that
that
lady
happened?
gonna ruin her son's life?
Because
How
it's
y'all
the
get that off
internet.
of one
Because it's
clip?
the internet. That's
We're,
what
Like
it
that
we're,
was
is.
we
that
have
was a
to
one.
we have to talk about just a mother being overbearing and possibly turning into a son husband. I think you about to
Yeah,
take it
just
into
all
I
extreme
think you
The
should
niggas
be
situation.
in the league,
focused
the
on.
niggas in the league been losing. Somebody got to do something. Shit, Travis
He
Hunter.
should focus on
Somebody go do
football
something.
and on motherfucking his mama. Yeah, this is exactly what you should be focusing on. Don't
Right.
focus on the woman. Go get your mama house. Go spend. Hey, let her keep the money under the mattress. Don't listen to everybody that you try to fuck. Because this is why these guys actually get got. I am 100% in favor
But
of
some
the shit.
moms save dudes too. Like it's a give and a take. Some moms save dudes, like the soccer player that married that Wayne who tried to get his money, put it in his
What
mom name.
what
She like shit.
what will be
Get
the
divorced.
worst thing that can happen? Like what will be the worst thing that can happen? What's
Some moms save their kids, but like I said, I know some son husbands that are in some rough situations
Give and
too.
take. You right?
because
on
of
this
their moms.
situation? What
It's a
will be
give
the
and take.
worst thing that it can happen?
But in his situation and Juju's situation,
Yeah, what is the worst thing that can
they
happen?
literally
He
she
missed
just
he missed
literally
the
sat
girl.
between them while they were talking. Like it was nothing.
I mean,
They
it
were
could
at a
it could
game
be that.
too. She's a basketball player. He's a basketball player. Like
It could possibly the way how he deal with women, the interaction with him with women, possibly. I mean, it could be a few factors on a social
I
dating
think people
level.
just prejudging the situation too
It,
soon because it's the
JB,
internet.
that man will forever be a target, no matter if his mom is there or he's not.
Oh, for sure.
It's just a big target.
But you would think that it would be his dad, the one telling him about the do's and don'ts
No.
with
But
women.
where is his dad?
I've seen him in pictures, but I don't know. We really, I
And
mean, it's
JB,
really
to
more
be
the
honest,
mom.
actually, you should talk with him about woman. Because you know what men do a lot of
Exactly.
times.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
true.
hey, JB, when I was young,
What?
this is your male ego talking. South Central comes to me, hey brother, man, hey, be careful with this woman. Man, you're just fucking jealous because I'm getting all the cookies. Right? Remember the interview with Blueface and DDG.
Yeah,
Hey,
when he
DDG.
told him.
Hey,
He
this
told him about
woman,
having it.
man, they're going to have baby mama problems, and when she doesn't
telling you.
like you, this is what's going to happen. Nah, me, nah.
Well, see, I feel like when we was younger, I feel like our moms raised us honestly to low key be kind of like simps low key. They didn't really raise us to say
But they shouldn't.
They that's what I'm saying though. But a lot of them do because they raise you based off of what they feel like they would like, but that's not even really what they want or what's gonna keep them in check. So,
Right, but JB, but do you see that in his mom though? Or do you see that
You
in
have
his
to
mom,
treat
though?
a
She
woman like a
tryna-
princess, and you have to put it on the pedestal. This woman treats the what he looks like for this little clip is, you are a king, son. Fuck them. I don't give a. You are the prize. Go. That's what he actually gives to me is, hey, I don't care if this woman is a famous and pretty and all that. Nah, we're not doing this over here. This man has a lot of things to accomplish.
Yeah, if she's explaining things like that and being 100 with him for sure, I mean that's gonna be a positive thing. But like I said, I'm just looking at the whole son husband thing on a general term, and situations like that on the possibility. But I get what you're saying though. Like, what's the worst that could possibly happen? Him being rich already, the whole nine. But yeah.
But the thing is though, if she went over mom and that's gonna solidify their shit for real though. Like if you get mom on the team, y'all good, and it's gonna solidify everything.
And she, I believe, actually, there's a great deterrent because she doesn't want to get berated by the mom. She's going to have to go through the mom, develop a bond, and by the time she actually given a kid by this woman, by this man, now she knows the mama. Now she has to. Now the kid is, oh, you're not acting up. Let me call mama real quick so she can have a conversation with
But
you.
mama just let you know I'm not gonna play with you. We're not gonna play with
that's
you.
what we missed because before it was the auntie, it was the, hey, I'm going to call grandpa. Hey, you're not obeying me at home. You're not doing this. I'm not even going to deal with you. Let me call your mom real quick so we can have a conversation.
In the society right now, proactive mom is gonna be good. I'm curious like how the father plays in that situation also.
Yeah.
On how to deal with women.
I wouldn't listen to my dad. I'll listen to my mom about women.
What?
Really?
I'm so surprised Fatty saying that because you said don't ever listen to woman at the beginning of the thing.
No, 1 second. Woman will lie. Like woman will put their best foot forward. I don't want to listen to a woman directly when she's talking to me, but the woman will be so honest about other women. And I know that. I think we talked about this on last show. All of y'all, you have best friends. As soon as you come home and you're talking with your husband and your boyfriend, you tell everything about them. Who they fucking, how they smoking, how they doing some nasty shit. you are very honest about other women, including your best friends. But when it comes to you, you come to me and you are Mother Teresa. You never did nothing. You are a good girl. So I will trust women to tell me the reality about other women. When I talk to you about yourself, I don't think you have the depth to actually say, you know what? That woman is a bitch, but I have some bitch tendencies because I'm hanging around with her all time. I actually like her pictures when she's dressing Fashion Nova and saying, yeah, girl, slay, right? I'm not saying this is disgusting. So I trust you to be you. Tell the truth about your friends, but kind of be reserved about you. That's what women do.
Especially moms, though. Mom care about their kids, especially making money. Oh, yeah, it's over with. You ain't gonna take this away from the family, G. I'm gonna tell you the truth about these hoes. For real. It's in our best interest. It's in our best interest.
Man. So
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. Anybody else got anything to say on that before I switch?
Let the kid have a mom. We punish moms a lot of times for a reason. I think this is actually great parenting, to be honest.
Mother of the year.
Okay, cool. Hopefully he don't become a son husband. All right.
Well, number one, I really disagree with this. It is a completely behavior-based issue. And when white people, black people, Hispanic people are saying we have black fatigue because of the behavior of some black people, we've all seen it. We all know what it is. It's everywhere. And, you know, the issue is way more insidious than people realize. And I talk about how a lot of these things come back to what the Democrat Party has done to the black community purposefully, starting with the Great Society of Lyndon B. Johnson, who he famously said, I'm going to have these N-words voting Democrat for the next 200 years. When Democrats said you don't need fathers in the home, you can be on welfare and have as many babies as you want. And oh, by the way, we're going to destroy public schools and we're going to make sure that behavior standards are seen as racist. So the out of control behavior that we've seen in the classrooms, in society, all over, is part and parcel of what the Democrat Party has done to the black community.
So she's speaking about black fatigue. That was her definition of it, of just, I guess, the behavioral traits of black Americans. Anybody got any indifference to it?
I would say that's nigga fatigue, because black people are good. We black folks cool. Niggas, no. I got nigga fatigue. I don't got.
It is a difference. It is a difference.
Yeah,
it's a difference.
Black fatigue should be a term used from black people to black people. White people shouldn't even be allowed to say this shit.
Yeah, I think it's getting to a point where.
No, but the point is, if you are going to talk about are you tired of these niggas, you have to actually discuss that in house, because LGBT don't say I'm tired of these lesbians. The Jewish community don't say I'm tired of these Jews.
But we didn't got
all of these groups never say I have mafia fatigue.
But
the Italians don't say that. They discuss between them and they try to figure out whatever is going on.
Because our problems are put on the forefront of the world. It's affecting us the most. I don't give a fuck.
Who is doing that?
White people say.
Who is doing that?
Huh?
Who is doing that? Who is talking always about what about Chicago? What about Chicago? What about Chicago? Who is doing that?
It doesn't matter. We all affected by look. The black community problems is no longer the black community problem. It's becoming a United States problem, because white people are being affected by everybody. Mexican I don't give a crap who it is. We're all affected by these problems, bro.
How?
If they shooting at malls, you think they're gonna stop because a white person passed by? Oh, let me get this nigga real quick. They shooting at everybody.
They're gonna get
caught up. It doesn't matter. The streets are no longer in the streets. It's no longer in the streets. Streets is everywhere. It can happen anywhere on a highway. You can get got.
You know why it's minimized? And this is what I'm talking about should be an in-house type of situation. I guarantee you there's a bunch of trailer parks filled with white trash, meth addicts, and all that shit. I guarantee you all of these school shooters are white. All of these people that fuck up the economy are white. The Wall Street motherfucking gangsters are white. All these motherfucking con artists that you guys call politicians are white. I'm suffering from white fatigue. Oh my God, please. Can you guys stop being junkies and die on fentanyl overdoses and opioids and shit? Like, again, if these people, and once again, all love to my white friends and my white people, right? If you colonize and enslave a group of people for 500, 400 years, and you are tired because they are saying nigga and for 60 years, like everybody could wait 500 years and you can already tired 60 years. We owe you 460.
Fatty,
Hold on, but
It looks like we have time to do this shit.
Fatty,
Right?
I agree with you that there's several different problems. What I'm telling you is that I grew up and was raised around black folks. I mean,
Yes.
niggas. Period. I agree with everybody is not is no longer just in my community. Everybody see it. Now,
So it's not in your community.
It's not a community thing. It's no community. It's not a community thing because ain't nobody gonna stop a black person from harming another black person. Your skin color don't matter when it comes to the hood. We ain't gonna stop what we doing because you black.
Why they keep talking about black on black crime?
What if we're
complaining about it? If it's not a black problem.
It's an everybody problem because anybody could get it, bro. It's outside of the
That is
community.
true. It's definitely affecting blacks on a high level. So what if we're the ones complaining about it?
No.
Now you have other people speaking on it now.
No, I agree.
But black people are tired of it as well.
No, but Jay, but that's the thing, right? And this is my opinion. For example, if you flood the streets with cocaine, right? And then black people turn the shit and start to sell it to each other, you don't have the right to complain about crackheads. I'm sorry, you did that shit. No. Listen. Every single time, if you look out, actually, black people got here. It was because y'all were redlining people. You're not going to we're not giving loans to people so they can actually finance housing. When they did something nice in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in Black Wall Street, you bombed that shit. Every single time that black people were doing something nice, y'all say, you know what? We're going to fuck them up a little bit just to make sure that they don't get to their shit. So 1 second, please. So I don't think if you terrorize somebody for 400 years, that you have the right to complain about something for 6 years. And let me finish it, and then you got it, right? And this to me is the best example that people gave to me talk about colonialism, right? Imagine that a person like goes ahead and steals the television from your house. They get into a car, they go to your house, they open it. I like that shit. They take the television and they put it in their house, right? And then 3 years later, you walk in on their house, you sit on their couch, and you press the remote and you click on the TV. And they say, hey, why your mouse, man? Bro, you stole my TV. I just want to watch the Super Bowl.
Okay, so Fatty.
You stole my motherfucking TV. So I have the right to sit on this motherfucking couch and watch the Super Bowl with you until I actually get fed up. You stole my TV. So once again, if you are fatigued because that nigga is on your couch watching the Super Bowl, next time don't steal this motherfucking TV.
All right, Fatty.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is this, Fatty. Like I'm from the streets. I done gang bang, been in prison. We know the.
No, you're not. You are an honest citizen, sir.
Now I am, but I've been in the streets. We all talk this. We know now. It's not like niggas. We looking at. We trying to figure out who was the cause of it. We know now, but now we're doing the bidding of the bad people that we're talking about. We're doing it to each other now. I can't go across the street with Jordan's on, and just because I'm black and we know that the government was a part of the program, nobody gives a shit because I'm looking at the nigga rob me. I'm the same as you. Why you robbing me? I'm not worried about the government that we all talk about. When I was gang banging, nigga, we were looking for ops, talking about the government fucked up. It fucked us up, but we looking for ops. That's it. Doesn't matter. We all know. We all know. We all have a phone. We all have a phone. We talk about.
You are from LA, right?
Yes, sir.
What happened to the Black Panthers when they're trying to unite people and do something good?
I get you, but why are we doing it now? I get all the shit in the past.
Actions have consequences. You have South Central in your name. Hey! You know what my favorite series is? You know what my favorite series is? Snowfall. When the white man wants to finance the Contras and he gets a bunch of cocaine and he drops on black neighborhoods. So I love it. You know, I love it. So again,
but a large majority of black people aren't doing that though. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like,
but Fatty, you saying that?
But
you saying that we putting pain upon the people that cause it that put pain upon us. We putting pain on each other. We're doing it to each other more than anybody else. So who gives a fuck?
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I believe that the black community, and again, I don't talk about black community in general because it's not my community, right? I'm a foreigner, but it definitely has issues. I just think like everybody usually talk with these issues between them. I believe that even the black conservatives, the black liberals should get together and they talk about this. They shouldn't let white people just come along and says, you should know better. You should do better. When we wanted to do better, you fuck us up. So why you are on the conversation?
The problem is that we know better. We do know better. So it's not
why are white people having the conversation about something?
This is America. This is the country. It's not in our communities anymore.
And if you have a white person that was just born and raised, and then they have to be subject to like certain behaviors, is it their fault because they were born white, but they have to deal with certain
But they don't
behaviors?
do.
That's just like a black person being born in our generation. They weren't slaves, but they automatically grouped into the situation.
So, but Jay, instead of me focusing on Jeff Bezos, if could I, as a YouTuber, make a show every day about white thriller trash and say how much of methods they are, how much of like I can go on a random junkie area where they just moonwalking and kind of like they are zombie. Like I could pick the worst of them and do a show about it. But the reality is black people don't do that shit. And white people don't do that shit too. They want to be celebrated by their best while they compare their shit with the worst of everybody else. But the reality is, once again, if I am not judging you by your worst and I am actually trying to do something, I would look at their commentary like this, Jay. Are you trying to help us solve the problem, or are you being condescending?
We don't want to help ourselves.
All these black people that are conservatives and they are talking about this issue, they are not trying to help nobody. They're trying to make a bunch of money.
You can't help nobody. They don't want
to see, I'm better than these people, and this is why the black culture is trash.
But Fatty,
there's no helping.
I get you, Fatty. Let me explain this to you. There's a lot of outsiders speaking about this shit. Like we could just go to the hood and just have this deep conversation with niggas and it's gonna change. You will get popped for trying to explain it to niggas. They don't care. They don't care. Where are you from? That's what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about.
Okay, but so what you talking about South Central though is because that is mostly perpetuated in the music, and 90% of the artists is men for rap and hip hop. No, but 90% is rap and hip hop. Black men perpetuating this in the music, and that's what's infiltrating, starting with from way back from NWA. And black men did not stand up and say, no, we're not going to let this infiltrate our community, infiltrate our household, infiltrate our boys, tell them all they gun toted shooters and gangsters and shoot each other. And that still today is the main blood stream that is pumping out all these kids on the streets, which is mainly the boys that's doing this stuff. I'm not saying no girls, but it's overwhelmingly boys, young boys, YNs, and men up to 30 and 35 still doing this. And nobody is standing up against the music to say, stop that music that's infiltrating, killing our communities. It's just like, oh, well, you can't talk to them. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Go and tell them in the hood with that music. Stop having...
Nip did. Nip did. He told him to. Where he at?
Okay, but so what? But that's what I'm saying. Now you make an excuse for what could be done.
We got to care about our life and our family too, though. We can't just do what y'all want us to do.
Okay, so either you so then make a more accurate statement and say, we not as men, me and my crew ain't putting in the work as me and my crew going on the streets. No, that's not true, because I know 10 people. My own father is went to jail many times and is a repeat felon, and his whole nonprofit, he helped account over 100 men turn their life around, get jobs, do resumes, change their clothes, all of that. So I'm not gonna say, and he a reformed gang member. I'm not gonna say, hey, nobody is. Yes, they are. The people that want to do it is doing it, and they telling them come out their music, stop all that. So all I'm saying is your statement is more accurate by saying we're just not willing to put in the work that this music is constantly perpetuating to our youth and that's growing up.
That's why a large majority of us are tired of the bullshit. From that segment of the community, other people are talking about it, and they can talk about it. It is what it is. We can't be so butthurt when we hear someone of another ethnic group to say y'all acting like this, acting like that. It is what it is, because we still talk about the other ethnic groups that act crazy. We talk about it all the time.
It's not showcased the same.
It doesn't. Hold on, Fatty. Let me explain this. And it doesn't matter if you remove some form of imprisonment, because every society has been. So we can't sit here and just say like only black people been enslaved, because you have other societies that have been enslaved also by other groups.
But I'm not talking about enslavement. I'm talking about music,
the history, all that. I'm just talking about the history. What Fatty was talking about, people who were in prison for so long.
That's the point, and that's what's corrupting the communities.
For sure, that's part of it. But
it do matter. Just say you're not going to do anything to stop it, because it can be stopped, because it has been stopped in microcosms or smaller groups or smaller communities. Because I know people personally that do this all the time. I do workshops for them and everything.
If they want to change, they're going to seek it regardless if you're there or not. I want it to change.
Okay. It's not, but you said
not because the
nobody could change it.
I want it to change because I wanted to. Not because the preacher came to the hood and say, "Hey,
do intentions matter?"
This what?
Do intentions matter?
Huh?
For sure.
What, these people are not trying to change shit. They try to make a quick buck. Remember, these black fatigue started with the white woman calling a kid a nigger, and now all of a sudden, oh my god, what about like the focal point was a white woman doing some bad shit to a black kid, and instead of these people literally saying, hey, we know we have to hold black people accountable for their shit, but today this white woman came around and she talked like this to a kid. Instead of doing that, yeah, I understand. This is black fatigue. I understand.
Black people been feeling like this though. Regardless of who started talking about it, whether it was a white woman who said the N-word, black people been feeling like this, and that's why it still goes back down to the whole government assistance topic, to where we still have to change our mindsets and change the way how we think and restructure our communities, our mindsets. It all boils back into that. It does.
Right. But you have to be consistent. If like, you should trust these N-words the same way you trust the government. You should trust these N-words the same way you trust these. Like, that's what it is.
I trust the government. I was just about to say that. Who said I trust the government?
No, but there's the conversation. Is the inconsistency, right? I will talk about the degenerate acts of this society that we're talking about, and then I'm going to turn around and elect a degenerate president, for example.
Yeah.
Right? What? Like Barack Obama couldn't get away with having mistresses and fucking corn stars and having, I don't know how many felonies. I grabbed him by the put. Like, he couldn't get away with that shit. So even when you got black excellent, you know what complained? The same people. When you had the black excellent, they complain about 10 suits. They keep calling up Michelle Obama a transgender, which is something extremely disrespectful to the first lady.
Is black people the problem? Is black people the problem?
Too. No. It is them.
Are we the problem?
Yes, but you have to let me expand. Yes, but let me.
Hey, he talking shit about it, y'all.
No, you have to let me expand. Why? I think impoverished communities are going to do some dumb shit. It's all about money. LeBron James' kid is not doing some dumb shit. It's all about money. It's about green. As soon as these new generations get money, they get out of, like, they actually go to places, they educate themselves better, they have a better quality of life. I think he's there. I think is black people fault in mass, because black people are the only people that when they have to cry and complain to get some shit done, they always separate themselves. Other communities don't do that shit.
Yeah, I'm not
they know if they have to solve a problem, they will cry and complain so they can get shit done. Black people are the only people where you go to a crowd and you say, what do you think about reparations? And I'll say, yes, I think we should have it. And I'll say, nah, I don't think we shouldn't. Right? To me, it's crazy. To me, it's ridiculous. That money will actually solve a lot of problems that people are seeing on a day-to-day basis.
Not in 2025, it won't.
So let me ask you something. If you go to a feminist group, right? Do they think they're going to be divided about what they want to accomplish? Or if you go to an LGBT group, or if you go to the Jewish community, if you go to a group of Italians, if you go to a group of Muslims, do you think you're going to get inside of their group and they're going to be...
But Fatty, we're
all not on one accord.
We're not on one accord. I know that y'all outsiders think that we can just come together. I talk. Look, I lived in Utah with Africans from Kenya.
Yes.
They told me, why can't you guys just get together? We're all brother. Nigga, in a hood, it's culture. If you ain't from my block, you are not my homie. And nothing you can tell me. I don't care about your skin color. You're not rocking with the same. You're not from the same.
How do you change it?
I don't. You're not going to change it because.
How do you change it?
See, he keeps saying you're not going to change it. That's not true.
How do you change it? No.
Thank you.
Let me explain. The reason why is because if I'm from this hood, like I said, I grew up in South Central. I went to 118th Street School. I grew up to be 118th Street East Coast Crips. It was born to be that way. I'm supposed to be that way in my head because that's how I grew up. Now, I hate the ops. I'm not supposed to be cool with them. Even if they are cool, I feel guilty because I'm not supposed to be talking to them. And when they get older, they start hating me because what my homies did today, they brothers, they dad, and all that. So now we can't even talk to each other. I went to school with them, but I can't even talk to them. I'm a reformed gang member. I'm not gang banging, but now even when I hear that an op die, I feel good. I don't know why. It's just a culture. I feel good that somebody getting hurt over there. Yes. I don't know why I feel that way, but it's the culture. I don't care.
We gotta heal with that.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. So it take y'all OGs to go back if y'all really can. I know that that's a destructive mindset, which all of us that came from the street understand, that leads to the grave, the jail, or just the destructive, just constantly having a destructive mindset and way of life. And you have to go back and say, this ain't the way. And it's a lot of Bloods and Crips doing that right now.
Coach, I've done it. But I'm telling you, deep inside, I would be lying to you if I heard something happen to them. Deep inside of me, even though I'm not with it, and I want everybody to live pro-black, I want good for black people. I still feel good when them niggas die. I don't know why I feel that way, but I do.
Well, you got to work on that.
Yeah, you have to work on that.
You got to work on that, and that's what we saying. That's part of the problem.
I know it is, but I'm telling you, deep inside, it's tribal. It's a tribal thing. You can't just teach it out of somebody. You can't.
You can.
I'm not in the hood. I'm telling you, I'm from that. I'm telling you.
That's actually okay, but you go back and make it right.
That's where it's gonna get to the point to where a lot of people gonna have to end up separating. That's why I feel like the whole pro-black thing can't really be a realistic movement in today's age, because you're gonna have to vibe with your tribe. You're gonna have to vibe with people that's pushing with the same.
People gonna have to actually believe that they can make a difference. Like that's not what South is saying. Like South really just saying, "Oh, I want good for my people, but I feel good when my ops die." Like that don't make no sense. You can't say no. Like that's showing that you don't have your own individuality. Like you're definitely not going to change anything if you're saying, "Oh, I'm a product of my neighborhood." You're literally saying, "I'm a product of my neighborhood."
That's the point. There's not these people. What he's saying is that they just because they look like me doesn't mean that they are my tribe.
That's what I was just about to say. That it's going to ultimately boil down to you vibing with your tribe. I hate to say it, but all black people will not be together. I'm not about to even sit right here and preach, pro-black man. I used to be pro-black, but when I got scammed by a few black people, and that shit ended my pro-black era. For sure. I'm not gonna sit right here and
say,
know
if everybody in the past.
Go ahead. You ain't say much. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I've seen pro-black. The reason I'm not pro-black, I've seen niggas with Black Lives Matter shirts on with bodies. Yeah. Nigga, don't talk to me about no pro-black nothing.
For sure.
And I'll get popped going across the street, so I know there ain't nobody pro-black. It looks good. Even in these hood meetings, niggas, I'm telling you, even in these hood meetings, reform gangbangers still get popped. They not on that.
And that's why ultimately the only thing that's really that you can keep intact and together, I believe, in 2025 is going to be families. That's really it. If we can really invest into our families, maybe even close friends, people who really locked in, if we can really build
thank
something.
God that y'all ain't
please, Miss Let Me Great, can I talk? Please.
Yeah, because
I'm speaking something good right now. Can I cook, please? Let me try.
No, you can't cook, boy.
You ain't cooking. You ain't cooking. You ain't cooking. You ain't seasoning. You ain't doing none of that.
Hold on. Where your mic at? All right. Back to what I was saying, y'all. If we build
you
with our
can't
families,
mute me. I'm the co-host. I unmute myself.
If we build with our families and then we end up building with possible friends or whatnot, and we try and grow something, I think that's going to be the best way to mitigate, I guess, the separatist movement, because you're not going to be able to bring all black people together. I'm just being honest. You're just not going to be able to.
By yourself. But Jay, there's a difference between, and this is the problem that I have with like what I see, right? You don't have to be pro-black, meaning some people can come with you. If you're going to the promised land, some people have to stay behind because they're going to go there and fuck up the promised land, right?
That is true.
But that doesn't mean that you should go sit right next to white people that have clearly an agenda and talk shit about the black people that you left. It's like the passport bros when they leave to get some big booty Brazilian, and all these do is, these American women are bitches. Hey, bro, you got your shit. Just chill. Just stay over there, right?
I want to respond to that because, like I said, I vibe with my tribe. People who do good by me, I do good next to them. If they happen to be white skinned, it is what it is. I done met some really great white people that look out for me, give me money, the whole nine, try and make sure, they help me out the whole nine. So guess what? I'm gonna invest back into that person because I'm not just investing into the color of their skin. I'm investing into the content of their character, and they have a good spirit and nature about them.
Absolutely.
I've met some black people who have good spirit and nature on with them. You know what I'm saying? So it just really all depends. But
if three white people fuck the economy and now your savings and your 401k goes to shit and now you don't have money because three white people, you are not going to say,
I'm not worried about their skin color. I'm
This
worried
is
about
white
them being
fatigue.
bad.
I hate white people. Look at what they did to
But
my
here's the thing
motherfucking
about it. No,
grandma.
but you know what's funny though. You know what's funny when you even look at America as a whole. When you get into the whole conspiracy theorist lane, when you start looking at how people are getting sick. Of course, we could talk about the foods. We could talk about some of the systems that are in place. Guess who's getting affected the worst by that? White people. White people are the most gung ho, gullible ones that are following behind
I don't think
other
so.
white people. No, that's a fact.
If
All these
white
cancer
people,
cases that you find
get
out,
a cold,
the
white
majority of the
black people
country
usually get pneumonia. They are the worst ones. Like this
no,
is
all these weird ass cancers that come out. A lot of white people get a lot of weird shit.
The majority of the country, though. You got to think about that, Fatty.
They're very
gullible.
They're very like open to trying to accept compliant to the system. They're even more compliant than I would say black people. So ultimately, when you look at it, they get in danger more than us a lot of the times.
Black people are very
skeptical. Up until COVID, because we was in line for the COVID them shots.
So I can't really sit here and say like
we fools for that.
They're gonna be. I can't sit here and say that. Oh man, just because they this color, they're gonna be the enemy. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
It's not that we're not talking about the enemy. I'm talking about a particular black man, a black man that will take $1 million to go on Fox News to sit next to white people talking shit about black people. Yeah. I don't think that's the way to go. And if I ask him what is the solution, I have solution. The solution is time. Like you see what I'm saying? Like the Italians and the Irish like 70 years ago were in the same position, right? They were smuggling shit. And you know what happens? It took time for them to actually build their shit and to leave. Black people all around the world, via through colonialism or to slavery, are free for 60 years. Y'all at Jim Crow, like all the countries that we came from here in Europe, all of them were literally colonized on the 70s, right? So it takes time for people to build. You see the first people with properties now inherited from their dads and their moms. You see the first billionaires. You see black people actually moving in a way that I would say in 70 years, right? Because that's usually the time. I think not everybody, because that's a lie, but a lot of us will be balding. A lot of us will have inheritance from our grandpa and grandma. We are going to have something to build off. So the only thing that I think is going to solve it is time, because as soon as you emerge out of poverty, you are going to be replaced by the next group of immigrants. Because where poverty, there's crime. I don't see nobody in the middle class go to South City. That might happen, right? But it's not the suburban kid that is going outside.
That's why I say if we don't change our mindset, it's gonna get a little scary, possibly. You feel what I'm saying? Like you said, with the influx of immigrants, it's gonna get worse.
But middle class families are in South Central game, banging Inglewood. That's a nice area. You got folks in the 60s that live in the mansion.
So, Sans, can I ask you something? Yes, sir. Is he way better than it was 30 years ago in the 90s and the 80s?
Of course, yeah, it is. Hell yeah.
And you see what I'm saying? And this is Portugal is a white country, right? And I can look at Portugal and what they were doing on the 90s. You go on the nightclub, motherfucker, you black, you're not coming in. If you go in a shop, they will follow you. All of the shit infrastructure, all fucked up. And all you see, nice subways, everything is clean, stadiums, shopping malls left and right. Like, people evolve. And I think if you give the opportunity and the funds for people to actually evolve, you are going to find out that this shit actually gets better. But you know the problem that I have with this too is you get the area to finally act right, and then white people with money come in and gentrify that shit and kick you out of the shit, and you go right back to the motherfucking place where you try to escape. Okay, to me, that's kind of crazy. And this is why I don't think black people should be as comfortable actually sitting next to white people to talk bad about black people, is because you motherfucker think you made it until one of these white overlords comes around and tries to gentrify your area, and now you only can afford the house in the hood. So you are now back to the shit that you keep complaining about.
But Fatty, I would tell you this: I was in Utah for my job. I built elevators, right? I was in Utah. All white. I ain't seen a lick of black. I got treated like God in that bitch. But where I'm from, full of black motherfuckers. Dog, if I'm wearing the wrong colors, I'm done. Done.
You see how that works? You see how crazy that is?
And it's all white people. Everybody warned me, don't sit with my white people. Just a whole bunch of racist folks. They enjoyed me. They love me, bro. I can still call them to this day. I don't know too many niggas I could call, and they ain't on bunk. Now I can call them with them bunk. I can call them with some bunk, and we need to light some shit up. You feel me?
We all gonna have stereotypes about people.
This is most countries, right? If you go to most countries, Either you go to Africa, is Africans fighting each other. You go to South America, is cartel people killing people that look just like them. You go to the Russia and Ukrainians, they are the same people. They are fucking each other up. Pakistanis and Indians, they are the same people. They literally almost go into a war. Like Like if you come to Europe, if you go and look at these hooligans, South Central, you will be amazed. These people live very comfortable lives. They'll be, it's like the movie Fight Club. They'll be all their week really well. They go to a football stadium. They punch each other, all of a mess because, hey, and there's no black people around them. They just do it because that's what they do. Poverty will a lot of times bring this shit, and like actually full circle. This is why I'm not okay with taking SNAP. This is why I'm not okay with taking Section 8. This is why I'm taking, because if you are breeding poverty and these people now don't have food stamps to eat, what do you think they're going to do, brother?
No, hold on. Now, when you say food stamps not to eat, like you do realize we waste a lot. I'm just being honest. We waste a lot when it comes to buying certain shit that we don't.
There shouldn't be food stamps.
American.
Hey, JB, you know what they should be? You know what should be? Like on my country, it's called public-private, like it's like a coordination between the public and the private companies, right? So, for example, you have a supermarket, and the supermarket has a bunch of food that is not being taken to the people, right? It's like the food stays there, and if nobody buys it, it goes to waste. So what happens is the government has a deal with, I don't know, Walmart. Every time that food is getting wasted, at the end of the day, the government takes a big truck. They put all that shit in the motherfucking truck. They go outside and give to homeless people or to people that are living on like below the poverty line. You see what I'm saying?
What you mean? What you mean? Like
they have a list. They like
when you go
give it away. West for food.
No, for sure.
They have a list of people that usually need this shit, so they will get the food, and before the food expires, they go ahead and they give the money to the supermarket because we are paying taxes for that shit, and these people now get something to eat. I think the United States can do something like this in mass.
But I'm just talking about still the mindset of when we overindulge and when we don't know how to have some type of
decorum.
Yeah, decorum or whatnot, or like when you can kind of like say like I don't need to what's the fucking word gluttonous, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, gluttony. Yes.
Yeah, it's certain ways we can still minimize certain things in our lives where we could change the mindset.
Fatty, where you from?
I'm from Portugal, Lisbon. I'm in Europe. It's 3 a.m. here right now.
So you are like a native of Portugal?
I'm a first generation European. My parents are Cape Verdean.
Okay, what language do you speak?
Portuguese.
Okay.
Sounds Russian, right?
I was trying to get your accent the whole time. Like, damn, I can't pinpoint his accent.
The nigga was saying Portugal the whole time.
It's Portuguese.
No, before he said it.
And once again, when I just want to make this clear because my people watch it that are not familiar with me. I don't like to talk about Black American issues per se, but if I talk about him, it's from a point of view of empathy. It's never from a point of view of we are better than y'all. Is if we can do it, y'all absolutely can, man. Like that your quality of life will be so better if your healthcare was the way that is structured in Canada. If your school system didn't have to pay outrageous shit just to go to college. If you could have kids and not like. You can do it because you have the money to do so.
I can't
the
let
problem
you do
is
that,
the country is not controlled by the police, controlled by the companies.
I can't let you say just because certain programs are not in place, that's the problem. Like I said, man, it boils down to
is because the people you talking about went through these programs. What you mean? That's like saying
niggas is dying to come here. They ain't dying to leave.
Exactly. It's a mindset thing too, man. We can't say
it could be mindset, but the part of the program plays right into that your mama went through, my mama went through. The reason we financially illiterate is because just from school it's not taught in that. So if you get financial education, it's on your own.
If you get a great program put in your face, that's not going to change the way how you think.
There you go.
Yes, it will.
Wait. You give somebody an itch, they're gonna take them out. What do you mean? People get free food now. That don't change their mindset. They get 3,000 in food stamps. That doesn't change their mindset to possibly want to do something different or be better. That doesn't. Able-bodied people.
Okay. We're talking about if you put Okay, we
It
talking about
doesn't
this.
matter.
If
The
you, okay, yes, it does, because that's how all of us that came out the hood is because we was introduced to something better,
So, Vita,
something different.
let me
We
explain.
understood how
Hold
to
on, stop.
elevate
Let
out
her
the
talk.
situation.
But let me tell
Hold
you how it
on,
is in real
stop.
life.
Let her talk. Let her talk.
No, I'm just saying we got introduced to something that showed us we could be better than what we were, and we took that route. Those of us that came out the hood
You
and
know what?
elevated past that.
You're right. For the people who want to stay on government assistance, do their thing. Cool. For me, I want to be able to survive and thrive with my family, my friends, the people who want to build. We're gonna create our own way, and we just gonna go from there. So
But
it
it's
is
not the
what it
And
only
is.
I
What
agree
you
with
had to
that.
say,
But
Steph?
It is what it
Hold on.
is.
Let's stop. Let's stop. Say what he was gonna
But the
say.
thing, but the thing is that it don't work in real life because, like I said, I come from poverty. I came from where I came from, right? I joined an electrical union. I started working with my hands, and now I'm in the elevator union. I try to tell a lot of black people, and it's not a lot of us in doing that. We make good money, like whatever. So my thing is this: good benefits and everything. I try to put people on, but they don't want to do it. I don't give a fuck what I tell them, what I put in their face. I can put the contract in their face, and I'm not supposed to be showing people our contract. Put it in their face. They say, "Oh, that's good money." I'm not doing it though. Like,
but
what am I supposed to do?
Okay, so
I
just
can't force them.
understand that just like you talking about, okay, I'm not trying to like slight you, but this what I'm gonna say. If you saying you came out the hood like I did too, like I'm from Chicago, right? But I moved to Virginia. I live in Virginia.
God bless you.
I can say the difference of what the people I was around is the people of that mindset of a hood or mentality. So if I'm taking stuff to them, they not gonna see the benefit of it. Not to say everybody, but probably most of them won't. But if I go to a different group of people that look like me and of a different probably caliber or raising, rearing, it's gonna say, oh, okay, let me see that, let me do it. We just gotta understand it's not always the whole group of all of us. It's particular portions of us that just ain't gonna do it. Like it's a whole bunch of like when Fatty was talking about the meth heads and the opioids and the fentanyl. Oh, it's so many. It's way more white people on Section 8 and government assistance than we would ever know. But all we know is the black people of it because that's what's
But these are what I'm trying
publicized.
to save though. But
We're
y'all
just
saying
talking
get
about
back to
us
the black.
though.
Y'all keep
I
saying get.
got you, but I'm trying to say that's what I'm saying. It's the difference between like if you would have came to me and said, "Look, I want to show you this after this stream. I want to show you what I'm doing to see if you want to do it." Now I wouldn't do it because it's physical labor because I'm just not trying to do that. But I would say, "Oh, hold on, let me put it down with a couple more people that I know would want to take advantage of that." But I wouldn't go to the middle of my hood and say that because that's harder to do.
Let me ask
See
y'all
what I'm
this.
saying?
The people of like, I guess what y'all would call like Black Wall Street, do you think they would be trying to worry about like government handouts and being on the
no,
titty milk?
no, because they develop their own system and structure. Your system is rigged. It's not about
Okay.
mindset. It's
What do
about
you
your
mean?
system.
It's still within America though.
You know
That's
what?
within
You know, I
America
can
though.
actually tell you why. Because they actually developed something that it doesn't rely on white people,
No, it
the white
still
people
does.
system. So,
They don't control water supply. They don't
hmm,
control all agriculture. Just
yes,
because you create your
but they
own
can
community
finance their own
within a
people.
just because you build a community within a country does not
Yes.
mean you are self-sufficient from the country.
No, that's not what I said. For example, what like you guys are familiar about redlining, right? Like
Okay.
Mhm.
banks at certain areas where if you come from that area and you're a black person and you wanted to rent something, they would not rent. You wanted
Or
the
give you a
loan,
loan.
yeah, they wouldn't give you one loan, right? That shit actually literally blew up the disparity between black people and white people because when black people had the mentality and they had the what was the word that you used, Jay? Is about not perspective. It was another different word.
He said
Um,
mindset.
Mindset. When
mindset.
black people had the mindset to go to the bank and get some loans and have a righteous life and all that shit,
Yeah.
it didn't happen. I would tell you actually, the most hardworking people that have the mindset are these people that live in poor neighborhoods and have two jobs. They go working on McDonald's in the morning, leave the shift, go to Burger King, and then go to
Yeah.
sleep. These people will be poor forever because the system is rigged. The system is not rigged to recompense and to actually give to people that are hard workers their fair share of health, wealth, and safety. Is designed for the
Yes, it
people
is.
that lobby the government to get what they want, which is the private companies, while the people actually that are financing the whole thing don't get nothing. So
So I think
if you
so.
Right.
You telling me to
if
give
you
up?
have a rigged
Right.
system, nobody's going to do nothing for you.
So just give
Even if
up.
you weren't in a system, life is hard. I'm gonna be honest. If you had to go out there and get your own shit, it's
Huh?
hard. Yeah,
So
you're
just
gonna
Yeah,
give
it's
have
up.
to
hard
fight.
when with an
You go,
individualistic mindset.
Yes, but you telling me
It don't
just give up,
matter. But guess
Fatty?
what? Well, that's when you say individual mindset. Technically, most of the time you are gonna be alone if you're not with a good family.
But
You're gonna
that's
be
what
by
I'm
yourself.
saying, JB.
And
Listen, right? This what
yeah,
Fatty trying to say is that based on the rigging of the system and the systematic barriers that was put up, even when we had 80% of us and 80% of us in families and 80% of us doing that, our community still would be bombed, or they still would take our house, or we still wouldn't get the loan, or whatever, compared to just another group of people 4 miles away, 5 miles away. So what he's saying is you still gonna meet challenges even with a better mindset, because it was proven that when we had it, we still met these
So
obstacles.
why we stop?
there we
Why
go.
we
I was
stop?
gonna get to that, but you know what? I don't
I
want to
can
beat this
tell you
dead
why.
horse.
I can tell you why. I can tell you why. Didn't the government had a plan to fuck up the Black Messiah?
We're
Like
gonna
what
leave
they
it
did
at
to
that.
Martin Luther King.
We're
They
gonna
did
leave
that
it
shit
at
with the
that.
Panthers. They
All right.
no,
JB,
no, no.
leave it
You said it.
We're
You
gonna
said
leave
it.
it at that.
Why they were
Well,
doing
Bree,
so well and they
we're
went
gonna leave it.
negative because
We
they
can
We're
debate
gonna
didn't
leave
on
it
want
at
this
to.
channel,
that.
baby.
Hey,
We can
y'all,
do it
hold
on your
on,
channel.
hold
Let's do
on,
it.
Jay, hold on. What you say?
I said we're gonna leave it there. We're going ahead and get ready to close it.
Over with.
But
It's
that's
getting
what
late.
you asked, right? Okay,
Fatty, let's do it.
I gotta go.
hey, South Central.
I gotta
Yes,
go
If
sir.
bust
if
some. I gotta go
if
bust some buns. It's getting late.
this is
I
my
gotta go
final
bust
talk.
some
Is you want to
buns.
make more
Do your
sense?
job, JB. At least you on your job on there while
Do
you
your
No,
such a
thing,
piece of work.
21. Do
We
your
got
yeah,
a
I'm about to
text.
go
thing.
bust
We got
some
a text.
buns.
Do
That's
your
why
We
I
got a
keep
text.
thing,
talking about
No,
family
21.
because he's going to make a couple of them. That's
there
the
we go. You already know. Everybody go ahead and shout out themselves, man. I rock with everybody. I definitely enjoy the discourse for sure, man. I appreciate all y'all for being here and coming. Y'all go ahead and shout yourself out, man.
I'm gonna shout myself out first, man. Thank you guys for having me, man. South Central Conservative. Y'all want to come? If y'all want a South Central Conservative perspective, holla at me, man.
Miss Vita.
Yes, sir. My name is Levita Jones. I'm a confidence coach. I help you go from basic to baddie in business and in life so you can build unshakable confidence and strut across the runway unapologetically. All right. So
Thank
I have
you, Miss Vita, for coming.
you welcome, love. So y'all can hit me up at confidence@lavitathemodeljones.com.
All right.
Yes,
The,
ma'am.
the man himself, Fatty, Mr. Untouchable.
everything I said today was based on series like The Wire, Oz Prison, and Snowfall. I have no idea what's going on in the United States, so don't take nothing that I said
All
uh,
black shows.
true. I will tell you too that I am not suspended from TikTok anymore, so I'm trying to be a professional TikToker. Since YouTube is going well, I'm going to TikTok. So follow me on TikTok so you can see me
Fatty,
fight
you know
people
I
left
rock
and right.
with you tonight. You really spit some facts. I
You
appreciate
know
that.
what?
You really
What's
did.
funny? It's funny. I could see it in your face, and this is the
Yeah.
thing that is actually funny about women a lot of times, and I feel that is we kind of get along in almost everything other than
Oh,
dick
man.
and pussy conversations. We can talk about politics, all that, and he's like, "Yeah, let's go, fatty." And as soon as I said, "Don't listen to women," right? So hey,
No, I didn't. I really didn't have no rebuttal against what you were saying. Like I was intrigued by your knowledge about what we have going on over here, even though you're
Shout
not
out.
from here. Yeah.
Looking from the outside is my job to actually tell you from somebody that has a bunch of American friends and goes to the United States a lot what you could have. Like Jay said that his bills were $2,000. My bills are $400.
Oh wow.
Like respectfully, like I can literally have a toothache and not be afraid of going to the hospital and be charged $2,000 in 2 weeks when they get like I can breathe a little bit, and I want y'all to breathe too. That's all. I think y'all can do it. I just think that a lot of times the back
Shout
and
out to the
forth
machine.
gets in the way of whatever we have going on. But thank you very much for having me. I appreciate y'all
Yes,
for
sir,
being nice to
Fatty.
me.
Appreciate
Next
you,
week
brother.
I'll be punching y'all in the mouth again.
Hey, bring it, bro. We want it.
Punching us in the mouth is
Pause.
crazy.
Mike.
Oh, for the fellas. No, the ladies might be married. I don't want to disrespect nobody. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. I see you later,
Shout out,
Jimmy.
Fatty. Yes, sir. Peace out, brother. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Shout out to everybody that came. It was a great session again. And be ready for more BS got there next weekend.
That's little man. That's that little man over there.
Mike, the little baby feet. I love the little baby. I saw the little baby feet around your neck.
That's
I
little
said,
man.
"Aw."
What's up, little man?
Hi.
Cuz gonna be an NBA player.
I'm telling you.
Cuz big.
appreciate that though, man. Y'all
Hey,
be
shout out to Shadow Dragon TV for the $5 dope show. Great panel, man. I appreciate it, brother. You definitely was rocking with us in the chat the whole night. We definitely appreciate you. Matter of fact, I need to mod you up if I can right here.
yes, sir.
I'm gonna have to do it after the show because I don't have my other computer on, but I'll definitely give you a mod. Matter of fact, I'm gonna try and do it right now, real quick.
Okay, well, peace out, y'all.
Bye, Vita.
Bye.
Miss
Hopefully
Vita.
we see you again, girl.
Yeah, if he have me back, I'll come back.
Oh yeah, Miss Vita, you
Yeah,
always
most
welcome.
definitely.
Oh, that's so
Most
sweet.
definitely.
I appreciate you coming for sure.
Oh, cool. Okay,
All right.
good. All right.
And
All
I
right,
appreciate
y'all. Peace.
everything. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
All right.
All right. Bye.